girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. 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 Girls with their I think the girls with their nails done now. Nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
From a driver's point of view, to get ahead, you need to understand the data. I have over 20 buttons on my steering wheel that have a direct link to how the car behaves. So I'm studying that in the background on computers all the time. I'm super grateful that we have AMD with us. It's a huge asset for us. When we come back into the garage, the car downloads and the data pops up on my screen. The faster we can get that, the faster I can analyze it and the faster I can get back out there.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Skyesports Championship 3.0. It's already been one hell of a journey, right? And this is me, Edge. Alongside me is Mythic as of now. Dan will be joining us later, but this is the kind of the penultimate day, you would say, because it is the lower bracket final. And now, today, by the end of the evening, we will be knowing who is going to be the team that is going to be facing VLT in that grand finals.
Yeah, it is going to be Exploit going up against Enigma, and these guys have gone up against each other in the upper bracket before, where Exploit they lost to Enigma. I mean, in the first match, Enigma beat them fair and square. And in the second match, it was a pretty close game, and we never got to see the end of it, unfortunately, because Exploit ran into some technical difficulties and couldn't continue the match. So today, we're going to get to see the match full in its glory.
That is true. And just a quick shout out to all our sponsors as well: AMD, Ryzen, gaming rig partner Chroma, gaming partner Logitech, and gaming storage partner WD Black. And Facebook is also supporting all our streams as well. So a huge shout out to all of them. This tournament wouldn't have been possible without you fellas. And yeah, I mean, talking about the teams that we have today, Enigma and Exploit, they did face off against each other the other day. And kind of to everyone's surprise, Enigma did come out on top in a dominating fashion as well, right? They beat Exploit on the map of Icebox, and then moving on forward to the map of Bind, they were on the verge of winning when technical difficulties hit the players of Exploit, and they kind of had to forfeit, and they did go down to the lower bracket. But and I mean, then moving on forward, Enigma did face off against BLT, and they did actually look really strong yesterday, by the way, on the map of Haven. Them beating VLT on their map pick. Velocity did not see that one coming, and they did make a comeback in the next two games. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Enigma facing off Exploit. And I really want to see if the map of Icebox is going to be picked again, or are Enigma going to be banning it this time around? Because, uh, yes, it is the strongest map of Exploit, if you ask me, but Enigma already beat them there, right? So let's see if the mind games are going to be coming into play here.
Yeah, the thing is that Enigma and Exploit both actually have Icebox in their map pool, like as their two main maps. Um, and talking about Haven, if I'm not wrong, I do believe Exploit actually have Haven as a permanent ban. So if we see that today, I don't think we have to worry about, Enigma beating them on Haven, which they did to VLT yesterday. But hey, moving on to the prize pool that we have for this tournament. I mean, we can already see in the national qualifiers, India has already gotten their chunk of it. Uh, you know, it's VLT. Sorry, my bad. VLT have gotten their chunk of it, which is $2,000 from the Indian qualifiers. Exploit taking away the $2,000 prize money from the Pakistan and Afghanistan qualifier. Bangladesh and Maldives, they have they have given away $1,000 as well. Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal, and that's gonna go to Team New Order. And then we have the South Asia playoffs, which we are currently at right now. The champions are going to be taking away the biggest chunk, which is $15,000. The runner-ups are going to be taking away $6,000. Third place is going to get 2,000, and the MVP is going to get 1,000. If I'm not wrong, Edge, runner-ups means whoever wins the match today, right?
Yep, that is pretty much it. You win the match today, you are confirmed $6,000, and if you lose today, you confirmed 2,000, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I mean, all of these teams are going to be walking away with something in the bag. But here's the thing: it's not only about the prize money, and if you compare the prize money as well, it's kind of, I mean, there's a large margin there between the third place runners up and then the runners up and champions, like 6,000 and 15,000. Oh boy. But here's the thing: it's not just about the prize money, it's about the bragging rights, right?
Of course.
Being, crowned the best team in all of the regions: India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and Nepal. That's a break. That's a huge bragging rights right there. But here's the thing: I am really looking forward to see who gets that MVP award, because yes, he's gonna get himself 1,000 US dollars all to himself, but also being called the man of the tournament, that is impressive, and that's another bragging right, just to add the cherry on top.
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun to say, like it's like a proud thing to say we're the number one team in South Asia. And I mean, this tournament for now it is going to tell us who is the best at the moment. Of course, that is going to change over time because all these teams are so good that they're just like, they're only like a few inches away from each other when it comes to their skill set and everything. You know, um the way Enigma caught up to VLT, and the way EXO caught up to VLT as well, and Enigma catching up to Exploit, who were actually top 3 before. I mean, if we take VCC into consideration, it's actually pretty impressive how far all these teams have come. They've all shown that they have so much to offer. And Lexus, I mean, beating EXO 2-0, that was impressive.
Did not
It
see
just
that one
goes to
coming.
show, yeah. It just goes to show that all these teams are really skilled.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly why they made it this far in the tournament as well, right? I mean, they had to go through the regional qualifiers, moving on to the South Asian qualifiers, South Asian playoffs, that is, and beating teams that have never been beaten before. Like, I mean, yeah, they were beaten by some other big teams, but coming into this particular tournament, E2S Lexus, they were the underdogs, right? And they took down some big names. New Order, I believe, they took down as well, and they also took down EXO. They actually kicked out EXO from this particular tournament. So in 2-0 as well, in 2-0 fashion, that's incredible coming in from them, especially aside. Yes, it's kind of sad to see that they actually lost to Exploit yesterday. But at the end of the day, Exploit, that's another powerhouse coming in from the Pakistan region. They were super dominant in the regional qualifiers as well. Did not drop a map whatsoever. Yes, they did lose to Enigma, I believe. Yes, they did lose to Enigma, and everyone else were actually beaten by them. So once again, this is kind of a revenge redemption map match. But after this, here's the thing: doesn't really matter if it's Exploit or Enigma. The finals is gonna be one hell of a match. It's either gonna be Enigma versus VLT, so a triple, rematch for them, or an Exploit versus VLT. I mean, if you consider the other tournaments as well, it's gonna be another triple rematch. So either way, it's gonna be a rematch, a triple rematch for sure. And if I'm not wrong, VLT versus Enigma, that's 2-0 in the favor of Enigma. Team Exploit versus VLT, that's 1-1. So I believe everyone wants to see Exploit, but at the same time, Enigma is going to be putting up one hell of a fight, and it's not going to be easy to take him down.
Yeah, considering how the matches went when they were up against each other in the upper bracket, I expect a lot from this match as well. I think it's gonna be a treat to watch for everyone, and whoever comes on out on top just goes to show that they came prepared. They did not take their opponents easily at all.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Enigma is a scary team, right? I mean, they're gonna be scary, especially as soon as Rafael pops off, right? I mean, we did see him even yesterday. He was having really good. And okay, I don't want to say this, but since Mythica has already said this yesterday, she wanted to see Rafael Deathmaker, and it kind of happened on the map of Haven. If you ask me, he kind of did diff him out in certain rounds. So yeah, he is an incredible Jet player, and so is Deathmaker. Not taking away anything from both of them. But here's the thing: if he starts popping off, they're gonna be problems for Exploit. But at the same time, Shooter on the other side is an insane sniper. Not only with the operator, but we've seen him marshal the way out of everything. To be honest, even in the buy rounds, even in anti ecos, he picks up that marshal, boom, boom, headshots. The round is done already in the favor of Team Exploit.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to shooter, um, the Marshall is just scary. Like, okay, you go up against a jet player, you're saying, oh, he has an op, he has an op. Everyone just back off. Like, let's not take this fight against him. Let's actually try to like push him back and stuff. But shooter, he's just running around with a Marshall and like most of his half buys and whatnot, and even that is scary. Even that is scary to play against because that guy doesn't miss with a Marshall.
Uh, True that. I mean, Marshall is the kind of weapon that it requires precision, but if you have the aim that you need, it's gonna be really easy. I mean, you can take down anyone. Vandal, Phantom, Operator doesn't really matter. Marshall will take you down. But another thing, King. King on that Sova and Odin. So I'm really looking forward to see if Essen comes into play again, as we've talked about that yesterday. Him on that Odin, especially on towards the B side, he's scary. He's scary if he starts hitting. I mean, even if he gets, let's say, 5 kills in the entire first half through the walls there towards the B main, I think that's a really good, really good play. And at the same time, his Sova on Ascent is absolutely scary. He knows a lot of lineups, and yeah, he's just on point with everything Sova on the map of Ascent.
I mean, talking about King Silva and his Odin, I mean, you're saying B side is scary to play against him. I'm saying, hey, you get the spike plant on A, you should be scared of their retake because King, every time we've watched a retake from this guy with the Odin, nobody is safe under heaven. That's for sure. Nobody is safe. This guy, he's just swinging around his Odin like it's a Vandal, and it's just, it's terrifying to play against.
Yep, that is true. It is kind of terrifying, but if someone can take them down, we all know who it is. We've already seen them do it once. Enigma Gaming. So I mean, yeah. Once again, we don't have the veto yet, but we already know Expert is going to ban the map of Haven. But if SN is not banned, I think Exploit might actually come out on top there. But here we go. Let's take a quick look at the brackets. South Asian Grand Finals. That is day after tomorrow, by the way, fellas. Team BLT is already sitting there in their. Can I just call it throne as of now? Because they were undefeated all the way through. So they're just sitting there on top of everyone, to be honest. But there, And in the loser bracket final, Team Exploit versus Enigma Gaming. That is the matchup we have today in a BO3. The winners of this particular matchup will face off VLT in the grand finals. And Team Exploit, they did they were in the upper bracket final. They did beat E2's Lectures. Moving on forward, they already lost to Enigma. Enigma kicked them down to the lower bracket where they had to face Salty Sports and Lectures again. And they did definitely, they did, beat them. And now they're back in the loser bracket final against Enigma. Redemption match. And the journey of Enigma looks like this. They did beat New Order, the team that didn't drop a map. They did beat Exploit, the team that didn't drop a map. They wanted to beat VLT, the team that didn't drop a map as well. But, they didn't drop a match, I'm sorry. But that was not possible. They did win one map, but that's about it. VLT did come out on top, and now Exploit, Enigma. One of these teams is going to be facing VLT, and one of these teams, the dreams are going to be shattered for them.
I mean, even if we talk about VLT versus Enigma from yesterday, uh, it's not like Enigma lost in a very one-sided manner. I mean, winning one map's winning a map is one thing, but the other two maps, they were such close games. None of those games were actually one-sided. Even then, Enigma was giving such a tough fight. It was just VLT, every single member on the team was playing on point and supporting each other so well. And Enigma, they looked the same. They looked like that in the first match, which they did win, the first map, which was Haven. But things just got a little bit harder moving on to the other two maps. But now they have a chance to win against Exploit, or it could be Exploit's chance winning against Enigma and getting some revenge for themselves. Enigma did send them to the lower bracket, so this is their chance. And this
That
is
is true.
our chance to maybe even see the VLT versus Exploit match, you know?
I've been waiting for that since the regional qualifiers. But with that being said and done, here we have the roster: Team Exploit, Shooter, HSP, Soulmate, King, and Darky, the newest addition to this team of Exploit, who's absolutely dominant as well on that stage. So that's the team going up against some big names here on the side of Enigma: Rofil, Hika, VK, Rexy, and Antidote, who was absolutely nuts the other day on that KG on the map of Icebox. We were talking about 300 ACS. He gave us 353, by the way, Mythica. So, even yesterday on the map of Haven, I think he got an ace with Astro, right? So, he's going to be popping off for sure. And Rofil, if he starts hitting, it's not gonna be easy for them, but it's not gonna be easy for Exploit either.
Yeah, that's true. I want to see what Rafael does today. I want to see if there's going to be a jet diff against Shooter. Because we all know Shooter's insane. Like, he's such a dominant player. And I want to see both of these jets just butt heads, you know?
Yeah, we've okay, okay. Okay. Two things that are interesting here. First things first. Anyone did not ban Breeze. Sorry, Icebox. Yeah, Exploit as we all predicted. That's their basic ban. Haven has been banned. Enigma banned Breeze. Not really sure why. Maybe that's their weakest map because Exploit is okay on Breeze, but I don't think they're that dominant. Uh, they are really dominant on Icebox, but I think since Enigma beat them on Icebox, I think they're okay. So, and now two strongest maps of these two teams, stay alive. And Enigma picked their first map, and obviously it's their strongest map. That's Bind, my personal favorite. That's what got me excited. And then moving on forward from there, Exploit picked up Icebox. It's available, so that's gonna be their first pick. That's gonna be their go-to map against any goddamn team. They don't care. Yes, Enigma did beat them, but the hell, we'll beat you this time around. So it's a perfect rematch this time. Yes, 2-0 last time. It was Icebox and Bind. It's Bind and Icebox this time. Mirrored, but it's still the same, right? And if it goes the distance, we might be looking at Ascent, which I think Exploit is better at than Enigma. If you consider the fact that Rawfield's operator is scary, yes, Enigma is good, but I still think Exploit might have a slight edge there on the map of Ascent there.
Yeah, that's true. Um, and wait, like I said, Haven got banned by Exploit. I do believe this is their perma ban. Enigma Gaming are going to be banning Breeze. and Bind is going to be picked by them. We have seen Enigma on Bind, and they have a really, really strong Bind. So this should be fun to watch. And we didn't
Mhm.
really get to, watch the full match on Bind, like I said before, because Exploit ran into technical difficulties, and that was the map that was going on at the time. So hey, at least we get to, watch Bind today fully. And then we have Icebox, which Exploit lost to Enigma on. So today is a day that they can show that, they still have the ropes on Icebox. And then we have Ascent. Both teams are actually pretty good on Ascent. And
Mhm.
yeah, just can't wait to get started with this. I really want to see Bind. What about you?
I mean, you asking me this? You're actually asking me if I want to see Bind? I mean, no one asked me that question. It's pretty evident from day one that I love Bind and doesn't really matter. I mean, BO3, I don't mind, these two teams playing on Bind all the 3 times. I would still be happy to watch how much I love the map of Bind. Just there's so many things that can happen. I mean, if you ask me, it's like this. Ascent and Icebox, I feel like the gameplay can be repeated, if you play that map back to back. But on the map of Bind, I feel like even if I play the map like a couple of times, I'm pretty sure the gameplay is going to be different. It's not going to be exact same. Yeah, maybe a couple of rounds might be repeated, but it's not going to be exact same. There are a lot of possibilities, especially with the teleporters and no mid control. That is exactly why I love Bayern, man. I mean, it's pretty even if you ask me. So I can, we can enter from A. I mean, we can have a really good side on the defenders half. We can have a really good side on the attacking half as well by entering A or just going towards B pretty easily. So yes, I am excited, Mythico. That I hope that answers the question to everyone. I am excited to watch and cast the map of Pine, and then I mean Icebox as well. To be honest, I really want to see if Exploited is gonna be making that comeback this time around. And yeah, with this new graphic, we see the teams that we had in the playoffs. We only had we only have 3 more teams, right? We only have 3 more teams left, and okay, slight uh, sneak peek into the other desk, but we are here. And joining me right now, well, the one and only Dr. Dang is here, fellas.
Well, how is everyone doing? And well, I didn't get to give my usual intro, but this time it was Edge who was able to do that. So, well, Mythic is going to be taking a break for the first game as we are going to be here for the first one. And well, it is going to be the map of bind. I can already see the excitement on Edge's face. And honestly, I think that chat is really, really excited as well. I think that everyone is really ready for this game going forward. And honestly, I think that we're going to be having a great time on Bind, especially with the fact that we're starting to see 2 controllers take over the map of Bind. We used to have a single Omen be more than enough for a lot of teams, but suddenly people have realized that hey, it's a lot more easier with Viper, and it's a lot more easier if you're going to be playing, a secondary controller as well, like an Astra or an Omen. So I really love the way that this map is turning out, and honestly, I think that we are in for a treat.
Ah, that is true indeed. A treat is what it is. I mean, the winners of this particular matchup are gonna be, going out for a treat as well, because that's a long journey there. Dang. I mean, it's not an easy one, right? Playing the regional qualifiers and then moving on to the South Asian playoffs, and then coming in from there as well, and now to the, I mean, almost there. They're almost there to face off VLT in the grand finals. Yes, it's still the loser bracket finals, but you confirm third position, right? I mean, it's a big tournament. I mean, how many teams were there? Level like almost 100, 200 teams. So, being top 3 in those teams, that's still a big achievement, if you ask me.
That is certainly true. I think that being top 3 in the amount of teams that were a part of this national qualifiers is going to be huge. And honestly, I just feel that it goes back to understand that these teams represent the best that we not just have in India, but also outside outside our particular region. And honestly, I think that it is really, really amazing to see that teams from Maldives, I mean, let's just top 4, honestly. Top 4 is a big, big deal considering the number of teams that were there and looking at the competition. There were teams like EXO, and Lexius was able to 2-0 them. Every single one of us who has seen so many games of EXO were like, oh, EXO is going to be winning this. But turns out, no, Lexius was the one who was able to get that win. And surprisingly, whatever may be the case, it was still a win for Lexius. And at the end of the day, you are going to get knocked out. You're not going to be having a chance to participate once again. I mean, yes, if the tournament comes back again, yes, you will get a chance to participate. But once you're knocked out, that's game over.
That is true. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, yeah, one of these teams are gonna be heading home, right? One thing is for sure, it's gonna be India. I mean, the team from India, they're already in the finals. So here's the thing: it's not just about the rivalry between the teams. I don't want to bring in the country, religion, politics into this, but it's gonna be India versus Pakistan. There's a 50% chance of it being India versus Pakistan, VLT and exploit. And it's
Twice.
not just India versus Pakistan. It's the biggest team in India facing off the most powerful team in Pakistan region as well. Exploit. I mean, they're exploding into the esports scene here. So it's really gonna be interesting to see if that's gonna be the case, or it's gonna be Indian dominance once again. Enigma. If they beat Exploit, it's gonna be India versus India. So yeah, it's still gonna be a rivalry, but not as much if it's a team Exploit versus VLT.
I mean, we can get to see India versus Pakistan twice if we are going to be lucky, but right now it's still going to be India versus Pakistan. So, hey, where's the Josh? And well, we are going to be having amazing time in this matchup right now. So, as far as things stand, we're going to be having the game coming forward. It is a best of three, as we saw already. The bind is going to be the first map. After that, we head over to the map of Icebox, followed by a last in the final, a possible final map, which is going to be Ascent. So honestly, I feel that Bind's going to be something that Enigma is really going to be strong on, because even the last time that these two teams did face off, it was 9-11 when the team of Exploit had to give up because they did not get their technical issues fixed out. So they had to forfeit, unfortunately. But today, I feel that despite all of that happening, Enigma did have a stronger grip on that game. I still feel that Enigma was able to figure out much more about Exploit than what Exploit was able to figure out about Enigma, if you can understand.
Yep, that is true. You kind of have to just figure out. I mean, read the opponent's head, and it's gonna be pretty easy. Yes, aim is important, game sense is important, but reading your opponent and trying to counter your opponent, that is what you need the most to beat any team. To be honest, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's Exploit, Enigma, Velocity, whatever it is. It's gonna be pretty easy if you get into the heads of the opponents and read, and also counter them. So it's gonna be interesting. But once again, it's going to be the battle of the battle of the Astros and the battle of Jets. To be honest, here on the map of Pine, it's going to be Shooter versus Rafael. And who's the? Okay, wait a second. I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with roles here. It's going to be Soulmate, I believe. It's
Yep.
going to be Soulmate versus Antidote.
No, it's going to
So
be Soulmate versus RVK, I believe, because both of them will be
on
picking up
Viper.
that Viper. Yeah. And it's
Oh,
probably
okay.
going to be Darky
Shooter.
on a
No.
controller. Shooter's going to be on the Jet. So, yeah.
Jet, HSB on
H
the
is
breach, if I'm
yeah,
not wrong.
HSB is going to be on the breach. Hika's probably going to be picking up something
Sky.
like a Sky, or
I'm pretty sure it's
maybe
going to be a Sky.
it can be Rexy as well. So, well, we never know, because
Well,
Rexy,
I think Rexy.
that is the biggest advantage that Enigma has. They have two players at the back end that can just say, "Oh, you know what? We need this. All right, I'll just pick that up." And I've seen Hika play Sky. I've seen Rexy play Sky. I've seen Rexy pull off an amazing 1v5 clutch at 1 HP. So, sorry, not at 1, at 2 HP, but still, you get the point. And honestly, I feel that one of the biggest advantages that we have on the side of Enigma, that is the fact that their lineup can play any agent that you want. And except for maybe you can say Rafuel, who's
Yoru?
limited to a duelist, I think that they can play every single agent on every single player of them. Even RVK has picked up Jet quite a few times in competitive games. So that's not going to be something that you can leave out. Yes, there is a big meme about it, because RVK did have an operator in his hand and missed 3 consecutive shots before finally losing his life. It was on the map of Icebox on Yellow Box. So that is just something that RVK remembers very clearly. So he's not going to lock that Jet, but he's still going to be a very, very talented player that can pick up almost every single agent.
That is true. But here's the thing. I think Hika is going to be sticking to the Sky, especially since it's a map of bind. If I'm not wrong, and if they don't change any composition, I think Rexy is going to be picking up that Sage because they don't have a Sentinel player there. I mean, we're not going to be seeing KJ. I'm pretty sure that we're not going to be seeing a KJ or a Cypher from Enigma here. The only thing we might be seeing is a Sage. So I think Rexy is the best on Sage among the other among the five players there on the side of Enigma. Because Raphael, we know, right? Raphael and Antidote, we know for sure that what their picks are going to be, right? No one else can play those, at least for now. And Hika maybe, but I still think his Sky is just absolutely beautiful. So he should be sticking to that. Talking about Rexy and REK. REK, yes, he can play the Sentinel role, but on the map of Bind, because it is the best map of Enigma, we've seen them pick it so many times. Viper is his pick, if I'm not wrong again, and Rexy might go on that Sage while on the side of Exploit. I mean, Shooter Jet has his Breeze, Soulmate, Viper King might go on that Sova, or he might also go on the KJ there, while Darky picks that Sage, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I mean we're just making predictions about the agent competition, but here's the thing. Let's go ahead with the score predictions, Dang. Who do you think is gonna win, and what do you think is gonna be the scoreline?
Well, if it's going to be about winning, I feel that it's still going to be Enigma. And the sole reason that I say that is because I've seen their lineup play through multiple teams. I've seen their lineup play through multiple different tournaments, different play styles, different roles, in fact. And I think that they just have that extra bit of experience. I think that when the chips are down, your experience really counts. And I just feel that it is going to be really, really important for a team to have, it's really important for a team to have that kind of depth. You need to make sure that your players are going to be really ready for anything that can happen. And well, the only way that I see fit right now for that to happen is going to be, I mean, for God's sake, you have Antidote who used to play the Jet all the time, who used to play a Raze all the time, now playing agents like Astra. Astra is probably one of the most technical agents that you can pick up, save maybe Sova and Viper, because, well, to play Sova and Viper, you need to have some knowledge of their utility. But for Astra, you need to know her utility in and out. You cannot just pick up Astra and be like, oh, you wanted a smoker? All right, I just picked up Astra. You can't do that. So for a player like Anti to do that as well as IGL at the same time, you have to give it to this team that they're going to be having a very, very deep lineup.
Yep, I mean that is true. A lot of versatile, adaptive gameplay from all the 10 players. To be honest, yes, Darky is the newest addition to Exploit. He was having, bit of a stretch when he recently joined the team, but I think he's pretty coped up right now. He found his um, way into the team, and he's kind of having a really good time and really good synergy with all the teammates as well right now. So yeah, I mean, especially after his addition, they have become really dominant, if you ask me, in the Pakistan region. But here's the thing: after the addition of Antidote, it's Enigma is on another level, right? Yes, they did have some really big names earlier as well, but with the addition of Antidote, I mean, they have. I mean, yes, Anti can play Jet, but he's gonna be sticking to that controller as of now because he has that aggressive gameplay even on a controller. So it doesn't really matter who it is. I mean, what agent it is. He's still gonna be popping off. We did see him absolutely wreck everyone with Astra. And don't even get me started on his KJ on the map of Icebox. 353 ACS, that's nuts.
Well, 353 ACS is nuts on an Astra, and not to mention that he's doing that consistently. We saw that yesterday against VLT on the map, I believe the second map as well, that, he and Raw Fuel were really at the top and were making a huge difference in terms of the number of kills that Hika, RVK, as well as Rexy were able to pull off. Not saying that RVK, Hika, and Rexy weren't having a good game. It's just that for Anti to really just pull out everything out of the box in every single game just tells you that he is the kind of player that you cannot count out. Even in a 1v4, in a 1v5, he might be low on HP, might not have the best gun. You do not count him out because it is just unbelievable what the man can pull off. Sometimes it really just leaves you flabbergasted that, hey, I get it that it is, I get it that Anti is a great player, but how the heck did he pull that off? And sometimes you're just left like that. You're just left without words in your mouth.
I mean, yes, that is a true. sometimes you become speechless, right? I mean, we as casters as well, we have no idea what's going on sometimes. I mean, things are happening so fast. Yes, we do try to keep up with everything, but things are happening so fast, and they're like weird things happening sometimes. I mean, we did see some chaotic rounds in the last 2 days. We did some insane chaotic rounds. We didn't know what was happening, so we were caught off guard, right? I mean, we were like, hold up, we're like closely watching, and we are like not even saying a word, and everyone's like, why are they not even talking? Because guys, we were so as but surprised as you guys were, and we were like kind of uh shocked is it's not the word I would use, but yeah, let's just stick to shocked right now with the kind of gameplay that these teams did, because we expect them to have clean rounds. So every time you see something messy happening around, yes, we do get a lot. We do run out of words, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, I think that we're going to be having a really close game, irrespective of, the kind of experience or the kind of gameplay that we see from both of these teams. Because, well, at the end of the day, they are good teams. They might have certain strengths, they might have certain weaknesses. At the end of the day, what matters is they are a good team. With and without all the goods and the bads, they are going to be a strong team, both Exploit as well as Enigma. And I think that as far as things stand, we are just going to be having a really, really close game, irrespective of
Yep.
the map, irrespective of the way it pans out. I just feel that we're in for a lot of fun as well. So, with that, we know for a fact that the map has indeed, or rather, the match has indeed started. We're just waiting for the feed to come in. And once that does come through, we should be having a sneak peek on the map of Bind. Well, as for score predictions, I think we're going to be going in something close to a 13-9 in the favor of Enigma, because, well, Exploit was able to pick up 9 rounds, and well, Enigma was sitting at 11. Enigma had the much better economy, and I believe that it was a half buy or kind of a forced buy coming in from the side of Exploit. So, considering that would have been the same scenario, I think that we would have seen match point roll up for Enigma, which kind of tells you that probably 13-9 would have been a destination for that map of Bind as well. So that is why I'm going in with that 13-9 in the favor of Enigma. Fingers crossed. Maybe my prediction's right. Maybe it is wrong.
Well, okay, I'm gonna be sticking to Enigma as well, but I think it's gonna go down the wire. I'm gonna go ahead and say 13-11, to be honest. Yeah, I was gonna say 14-12, but then maybe, just maybe, Enigma might come out on top earlier and end it 13-11. Yes, it's gonna be a close match because we did see what Exploit can do. So if things go the same way, it's gonna be a close match. But if any of these teams change things up, shift things up, it might go in their way as well, in their favor, in a one-sided way as well. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see. First off, I want to see if they have the same age and composition. Second, the kind of gameplay that they bring in. Right, first pistol round is gonna be clear. Is it gonna be shooter getting a couple of kills, or is it gonna be Rawfield? Whoever wins, whoever gets a couple of kills in the first round is gonna take over the map. Trust me on that.
Well, I think that that is certainly going to be true. And as for what these teams can look forward to on the map of Bind, I feel that probably keeping control of Fuka is going to be a huge thing, though that is going to be really difficult for anyone. So retakes are going to be the way that you are going to go forward. And as far as things stand in terms of in terms of just figuring out how that retake works, I think a lot of teams need to start focusing on that, on that elbow in B. But as we speak about that, we have the lineups and we have the agents. And well, there you go. That's going to be Shooter picking up that raise. The Jet is gone. HSB on the Breach. Soulmate, as I said, on the Viper. King on the Sova, and Darky picking up that Astra. Hika is going to be picking up the Sky, as Edge predicted. Raw Fuels on the Jet. Everyone knew that. RBK on the Viper. No big surprise. Rexy picking up the Sova again. Not something new. To finish it off, it's going to be Antidote on the Astra. And well, that is not going to be something new either. And there you go. You have the boot camp. You have the things in front of you. And well, I think that it's just time for the chat to give us their final predictions.
We're kind of waiting for the chat to give us a prediction because we already gave in ours. With that being said and done, here we go. The match is up and running a pistol round. I said, oh, wait a second. Oh, it's not a jet anymore. It's shooter on the race. Okay, I did not see that one coming, but here we go. Gets himself a kill early into the round. Oh my god, RVK on the other hand gets himself a trade onto HSB, down to a 4v4, actually making the 3v3 because Darky and Antidote got one for each of them. And the Anti wants to get the kill on the Soma, but he's going to get taken down by Higa, down to a 2 versus 3. Enigma coming on top once again since they're on the attacking half. Look at the players on the side of Exploit. Both of them are to a shot. Both of them in a really, really bad position, if you ask me here, compared to the sides of Enigma. Oh my god, that post-plan positions are absolutely beautiful. Shooter, he will spot down, Sky and will take him down, but instant trade coming in from Rexy. It's all down to King. His position given away. Anti, perfect crossfire, perfect bait. Absolutely brilliant team play coming in from them. And Enigma once again 1-0. The way that they want the things to start, they did go. They did go their way.
Well, I think that was a very, very good execute coming in from the side of Enigma, and sorry about that. But one of the most important things that I feel that Enigma did was they always had that 1-for-1 trade. Rawfuel lost his life, RVK picked it up. RVK lost his life, Antidote picked it up. And then they waited for that second pick to come in without a trade, and that is really where they won that round for themselves. Once they got rid of the Viper playing a Tetris, it was game over. Now Shooter, he's getting really aggressive. He's going to be jumping up, giving his position away, but it looks like King's just going to lose his life. Rawfuel's going to lose his... Oh, Rawfuel's just going to lose his mind because he gets 3 dashes in. This time Shooter's going to be collecting him. Will that be a weapon recovered? Yes, it will be. The first shot does not connect from Shooter this time. He's down to 1 bullet, but he wants to make sure that he does not lose his life. Looks like HSB got spotted out. He's going to get blinded, but not for too long. As Antidote's going in for that plant. Hika collects 1 more. It's all down to HSB. This was a bonus from Enigma, and they're making it feel like that. And there you go. RVK runs up, gets that final frag. And all of them running that Sentinels of Light played. Oh, that is nice.
Oh boy. Whew. 2-0. Enigma Gaming, the kind of start they wanted, but yes, as soon as you lose a pistol round, the second round will obviously go into the favor of the team that has won the pistol round, right? I mean, unless you have a team that's forcing up. But here's the thing. Rawfuel investing everything into this particular round. So if they lose this round, Rawfuel will have to fight with a goddamn Spectre moving into the 4th round. So full buy coming in from Team Exploit. Let's see how this one pans out for Enigma Gaming.
Well, that is going to be King making a fall back. He's going to drop a shock dart. No, he's going to change his mind. As for, well, this is a very good Viper wall for a lot of teams. You can look to cut off, you can cut off hookah as well as cut off long. And I believe that there might just be enough range in it to cut off a short as well, or a long as well, if that is how you want to call it. But looks like Antidote's just sneaking in. Rawfuel's going to get checked out. No, he will land his shot. 72 HP on him. The smoke goes out, but a shock dart's coming in. But the dash is going to be preventing the death. But it looks like Shooter's going to be getting Hika before losing his life to Antidote, as we're going to be seeing King drop a recon. The pings come out. Will this be a connect? Because there is going to be really, really low HP on 2 of the players from the side of Enigma. That's going to be the Sova and the Jet really low, but it looks like they're landing their shots. HSB does get one onto Rexy. That was one of the low players that was there on the side of Enigma. Drone's going to be spotting 1 player inside of Hookah. Rawfuel's just playing for that bait plant. He's going to take a gunfight, but that was not something that he should have taken. Now RVK is going to be forced to push back in and try to recover the spike. He does exactly that, but Antidote does take a lot of damage. And well, that is going to force and pull the rotate from both of these teams.
10 seconds left.
Oh boy. Enigma Gaming now down, and they're in the backseat right now. Oh, wait a second. No time whatsoever. Oh, they kind of have to get all the vehicles. That's not going to be the case. There you go. They will actually manage to take everyone down almost except King. Actually, he's going to get taken down as well. So, economy-wise, yes, I believe Enigma did win this particular round. But at the end of the day, a round is a round, and Exploit runs away with 1.
I mean, that was unfortunate that they weren't able to lock this round out, but I feel that the outcome that came out from it is really going to be a good one. Because look at that. Every single player on the side of Exploit is either going to be running a Spectre or a Bulldog with a full and a half shield. But on the other side, Yes, Enigma lose a round, but they still have every single one of their weapons, and they have every single player up on a rifle like a Phantom or a Vandal, along with a full shield. King coming in for this peek. No! Raw Fuel is going to be missing a lot of his shots. Just wasn't expecting King to run off like that. And boy, King, you are seriously playing with fire right now. Because trust me, you do not want to take a gunfight like that with Raw Fuel. You're really lucky to walk away alive from that.
Oh, that is true. But look at the economy. Exploit, yes, they were able to buy into this particular round. Not the kind of buyers they want, right? But on the side of Enigma, they have everything that they need. So coming in, if Enigma win this particular round, I think that should be a really good first half, beginning for them. And they might just ride the momentum from there on forward. Rexy spots out one of the players, gives away the information, does not tag anyone, but he will actually go down. Oh wait, Soulmate actually goes down to RBK, but Rafael on the other hand gets the kill on the King. Now the side is completely open and the spike plant is happening. Rexy will have it down. A 5 versus 3 retake situation here for Exploit, and I don't think this is gonna be an easy one whatsoever unless they get a couple of kills early here.
Well, I'm thinking about this in a different situation. I'm thinking about this as if, well, we're going to be seeing bad plays come out from Shooter trying to satchel his way in. You're not walking past Raw Fuel like that. You need a flash. You need something. Looks like there's going to be one pick coming in from Darky, and that's about it. Raw Fuel makes up for the mess up that you might call it he did on King, but, well, Enigma are going to be going up 3 rounds, and the economy is again going to be the big question. What is the kind of buys that Team Exploit is going to be able to afford?
I was drinking water. I saw other shot from Raw Fuel onto Raze, and I actually spilled here. Now I kind of have to clean up this mess. But oh my god, that was an insane shot. It wasn't like a spray as well. It was like a couple of bullets, boom boom.
I mean, yeah, and look at that economy. That is rock bottom. 1950 is the base, or sorry, 1900 is the base amount of money that you get for losing a round. And majority of those players are hovering around that 1950 and 2050 credit mark. And trust me, that is not a good feeling, because that means they don't have shock darts, they don't have any utility, not to mention they don't have guns or shields. And this is as free as an eco round as it gets.
True that. This is as eco as it gets. They basically have nothing whatsoever to the side of Exploit. So even if they get a couple of kills here, I think that's pretty huge. Just because they have nothing in the hand. But Enigma, what's happening? Okay, wait, where is he? Where is he?
I don't have a good feeling about this. I feel that we're seeing a flawless come out from the side of Enigma, because the second this retake starts, they don't have anything. They don't have a recon. They don't have any post-plant positions. They're suddenly going to have to play the attackers against a 45-second countdown spike against a team that has every single angle and every single weapon.
Boy, there's no way the retake is not even on the cards, right? It's kind of stupid even if you have that thought in your head. So it's gonna be just them trying to maybe drop a weapon, or maybe secure a weapon rather. I mean, one of these, and they kind of have to go for the, the spike plant, spike blast as well. They kind of have to die. But Shooter is trying to get the kill on at least one of the players. He will manage to take down Nika, and HSB got the kill on RBK. But oh my god, lot of economy damage. But I mean, they still have a lot in the bank, so it's not a big of a deal. But it's still 4 players gone down in a full eco, by the way.
Well, I think that since they died to the spike, I don't really see a problem in it. But still, that I expected a flawless, though it was really smart play coming in from the side of Exploit. They waited till players left the site, and at that point of time looked to ping that diffuse. But it was just unfortunate that Enigma didn't have the utility to deny that spike from far away, because if they had lineups on RVK at that point of time, they could have played for that, and with no shields on these players, it would have been something that could have allowed them to get a flawless round. But irrespective of all of that, it is still going to be a big advantage for the side of Enigma. And well, I just feel that they're looking to make this go for the Raw Fuel. He does get that updraft, but spots the player, takes some damage, falls back. And well, that is smart play coming in from the Jet right there, because once you realize that, hey, you know what, it's not happening, it's not going to be a gunfight that I can win, you should just fall off. And that is going to cause King to be blinded. HSB to get spotted, but King is not checked. He gets 2. Will he get a third? No, he will not. Shooter will pick one up. He gets 2 for himself. RVK, Hika and RVK picking up frags, but Enigma is going to be down to just one player. That's going to be RVK. He drops his ult, and well, he will be looking to go in for that rotate to recover the spike and probably change positions quickly enough. And that is smart play coming in from RVK. He knows that he cannot take this on head on, but he needs to make his way into this ult, because his ult is going to be dropping any second now. And well, that is going to be the sound cue that he will look to play on forward for. 14 seconds on the clock. He needs to get the spike and go in for that plant. That's going to cause the players of, well, Team Exploit to come in and try to go in for those wall bangs. They collect that frag and 2-4 up. That was good play coming in from Shooter as well as King.
That was they were patient. They were patient, like they weren't even holding. But yeah, that concuss coming in from Breeze was absolutely on point. Did help King actually get 2 easy kills. To be honest, his position was actually revealed by the recon, but since they were actually concussed, they were actually taken out pretty easily by King. But anyway, they still have a pretty good lead here. King is still gonna be sticking to a goddamn Spectre, while Enigma sits on 4. Exploit is still on 2.
Well, Enigma is going to be having a huge advantage here, and that is going to be the fact that Bind is a really defender-sided map. And if you are going to be having, these kinds of score lines for yourself, you're already having 4 rounds for yourself, I think that you're in a good spot. Not to mention that Enigma is still pushing the agenda. It's not like Enigma got a small advantage in the start and after that is looking to change things around. No, they're consistently being the team that is dominating Exploit in a lot of factors. Yes, sometimes they do lose rounds, but for majority of the cases, that is not looking like a problem. Soulmate does spot one player, but he gets taken down to 12 HP, forcing that fallback, and I believe that Char control can now be taken by the side of Enigma. Soulmate is going to need help, and well, that is going to be in the form of not just support, but also in terms of some heals maybe.
30 seconds left.
Oh boy, Yandasuri. Oh my god, Rockville down to 2 points of health, but he's still gonna be alive. Here he comes out of the smoke. Soulmate King gets the kill for themselves, and the Viper Spit is out right now. Enigma is not looking good.
Spike down.
Shooter will take down Hika, and the spike has been dropped. Astral Divide from Enigma Gaming. He's gonna be gone to waves, and he's the only one alive. He's gonna get taken down because his Baron is gonna be spotted. Flawless coming in from Exploit, and the confidence, you can see it pumping through the veins of the side of Team Exploit right now, even though they're facing up against Enigma, the best on Bind.
Well, that is going to be a very good round coming in from the side of Exploit. Now, as far as Enigma goes, they're going to be pulling in for that eco, a Bulldog on Rexy. That is interesting. Not buying into any shields just yet, but probably it's going to be better if he can look to maybe change things up a little bit. But again, we'll just have to wait and watch. His raw fuels is going to be pulling up. He gets 1, he gets 2, finally gets taken out, but the damage is done. One player on the basis of an ult is going to be getting those frags, but Shooter is just going to push up. Hika is going to be getting that blind. Will he get the kill though, is going to be the question. No, that's going to be Anti. He picks up a Phantom for himself, spots the head, the dink comes through. That is going to tell Darky that, you know what, I'm just going to peel off. I do not want to take this gunfight anymore, and I do not like it. Exploit, they've got one more player coming in. That's going to be Antidote dropping a star for himself. And well, I think we are in line to see a thrifty round right here, as RVK is going to be collecting a kill onto Darky. It's all down to Soulmate with a full HP and a Phantom in hand, but no utility to make any kinds of plays. His wall is dropped towards bathroom, or rather Shah's, and well, his smoke is also not going to be here. Hika is just waiting patiently, and the more late or delayed this push Soulmate makes, the more difficult it is going to be. And then the second Antidote gets taken out. Hika's like, peekaboo, I see you. And that is a 5th round and a thrifty one on board for Enigma.
Thrifty coming in from Enigma. That was a beautiful run from Rafael, by the way, getting himself a double where he shouldn't even have, gotten himself a single kill. He instead gets himself a double. I think he got the first kill kind of like in a weird style. He got the second one onto King, where I thought King would be the one first, to go down first. But nevertheless, a win is a win, and they'll take it. If Exploit can steal one, Enigma steals one back right now. And 5-3, they still have a 2-round lead on the attacking half, so keep that in mind. Yes, as Dank said, Bind. I mean, if you ask me, it's pretty even, but on paper, it's kind of defensive favorite half, right? I mean, defensive favorite map. So yes, Enigma with 2 rounds lead right now. If they carry on forward with the same 2-round lead, they should have a pretty easy second half. But as we speak, our VK takes down Darky, so no smokes for the side of Exploit anymore.
Well, no smokes. That is certainly going to be the case. And well, oh, that's unfortunate. RVK does land the dink, but doesn't get the final frag. As again, Raw Fuel versus Shooter King once again. That's going to be a dash coming in. HSB this time does connect, but there is not going to be anyone on the other side, as Antidote now knows that HSB is towards long.
No charges left. 4 toxins going up.
That should be a freebie, right?
Oh, Hika's dead. Hika's dead.
Hika's dead.
Yep, there you go. That was pretty obvious from the get-go, as Rexy is going to be picking up a kill on a Shooter this time. Antidote with one more. It's all down to Soulmate once again. He's going to be playing that chase game. He knows that Rexy has the spike, but he needs to make that run really fast. Antidote does have sight with him, but if Soulmate looks to take this TP, that is going to give Rexy as well as his team all of the information that is needed.
No, I think that's going to be the case. Rexy is kind of waiting for it,
10
but
seconds
Soviet
left.
thinks that it's going to be a big brain play coming in from Rexy, but no. He's going in for the classic play. Where's the spike? Oh, yeah, there it is. It's planting finally. He hears it. And
Spike
the
planted.
rotation is happening. And there you go. 1v2. You can actually do it pretty easily, to be honest. Antidote is kind of low. 103 is available for the side of Enigma Gaming on Rexy. But nevertheless, Anti is low. And if Soulmate can get the kill onto him first, this should be a pretty easy clutch for him.
Oh, but Anti, what an angle, this man. And this is what I said. Experience counts. Experience makes a huge difference. Anti knew that he cannot dry peek Soulmate because any kind of damage is going to be it, and he doesn't want to put Rexy in a 1v1. What does he do? He holds the rattiest of angles. He makes sure that there is no way Soulmate even spots him, even if he knows he's there. And what a connect. 11 HP on him, but I guess 11's enough.
11's enough. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Even if you had one there, you would have gotten the kill because you didn't even take a bit damage there. But the 3-round lead right now and Exploit on another eco.
Toxins going up.
Oh boy, Enigma, they're cruising, but they're cruising towards a win here.
I mean, yeah, and honestly, this is what I said. Enigma is a team that has so much experience, has so much going for them in terms of just raw potential, as well as in terms of just having the prowess to take rounds like this, that you cannot count them out. There you go. Shooter goes in for an aggressive pick, does get taken out. Now HSB is trying to go in for a peek. He's going to get taken out. Finally, Raw Fuel displaced by that Aftershock is going to lose his life to King, but well, he gets taken out as well. Now Darky as well as his teammate are just going to say, you know what, we're just going to play together because we just have frenzies and a sheriff with us. And looks like they've guessed the wrong side.
Toxins going up.
Well, that is
Enigma.
Yeah, that is just Enigma for you.
That is Enigma for you, obviously. And Team Exploit, it's an eco round, so yeah, they did get a kill, but I think that's about it. I don't think they can get any more here. But if they get one more,
Yep,
and,
they can
if
find the
Astra-
vandal. Yep, they can pick up Rafael's
There it
vandal.
is. And that means it's gonna be a pretty good round, I guess. If they get one more kill, that is, on the side of Enigma. It's okay, I guess. It's understandable. But at the same time, Enigma are gonna be moving ahead with 4-round lead. Something to worry about if you're on the side of Team Exploit.
Well, that is going to be an interesting save coming in. Now, honestly, smart coming in from the side of Enigma, from the side of Exploit, that they were able to understand that, hey, we have weapons over there and we're going to pick those up. But not the smartest in terms of not the smartest in terms of just making sure that you try to do as much damage as you can to Enigma.
True that. And okay, this is something I actually love when teams do this. A timeout being taken because they are down 4 rounds. They're down 3-7, 4 round deficit, and Team Explorer is like, yes, this is the time for us to take a timeout. We cannot let this happen. We cannot let this just go through, right? I mean, it's not the upper bracket anymore. It's the lower bracket. We lose this, we're out. So no, we can't take any more chances. We will do our best and make it 7-5 because that's the best they can do here in the first half right now. So they get the timeout out because they do have another timeout in the second half. So why not just use both of them here tonight?
I mean, yeah, but also I feel that the reason for the timeout, like yesterday when we were seeing Enigma and VLT play, people were surprised that, hey, why is Enigma or VLT not taking a timeout? The reason is that for a timeout, you need to have a reason. If you are already doing everything as you planned and you're still losing, well, then your plan was not good. And that is, I believe, what happened with VLT on the map of Haven. They planned everything, but it's just that whatever they did do, despite doing it perfectly, did not work out. And well, that is why they did not feel the need to take a timeout. But when teams plan something, try to do it, and then it is still not going in the direction that you expect, that is when you take that timeout to really start to understand that, hey, what is that we're doing wrong? If you're not doing anything wrong and it is still not working out for you, then at that point you just understand that, hey, either the strat that we made is bad, or the agent composition that we have is just not doing it, or the other teams is doing something better.
Yep. With the other team, you need some reason, as you said, Dang, and the reason is pretty clear, right? This time around, but Rafael, he wanted to take that fight once again, but this time Shooter comes out on top, and Anti is in a really good spot, but he's gonna get taken down by Breach if I'm not wrong, or by Breach misses HSB. Not something you see every day from him. But wait a sec, what? How did Anti see him?
Oh, Anti, will he get another one? Yes, he will. Oh boy, this man is insane. Just give him the jet already, Rafael. Just give him that jet. Just learn how to play Astra. Just give Anti that jet. I want to see what he does on that once again.
Oh boy. I mean, he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot
30 seconds left.
on Astra, right? So imagine what they can do, and what he can do on a goddamn jet. So yeah, I kind of want to see him on jet as well. But ooh, Darky caught Sova off guard completely, and they'll take him down to a 2 versus 3. If Darky does not go down here pretty soon, he will actually, defend the side all by himself. But RBK will take him down. And right now, the time is running out, and Shooter is gonna be the one getting the kill on the Hiccup. 4-7. Final round of the first half. Let's see what's gonna happen here.
Well, this is going to be a really interesting one, because honestly, I feel that for the side of Exploit, no matter what they do, this is a defender-sided map, and you're going to be having an attacker-like scoreline. I mean, a 7-5, yeah, I can give that that you kind of made a recovery, but other than that, I don't really see anything else. And well, Rexy is going to be giving that operator to Rafael. That is deadly, because Rafael on that operator is probably not going to be missing his shots. And well, there you go. It's going to be this time Antidote who's not missing his shots, and well, no one from Enigma is in fact missing their shots.
Yeah, I mean, especially Anti, he's not missing. I mean, he's hitting shots that he shouldn't hit, to be honest, as well. But oh, Rafael, he's gonna get taken down by Solmer. But look at this, 2 ultimates, that is Cosmic Divide and the Viper Split available for the side of Enigma Gaming. But RVK might be in trouble. In for a surprise here. He gets spotted by Darky, and I don't think he knows Raze is up close, but doesn't really matter if he knows or not. He still has Raze's number. And the Seekers are out, so all the 3 players are going to be spotted. They know that one of them is at A. They know that 2 of them are at A, and one of them is at E right now. So the play should be towards A or B ASAP, because with 45 seconds on the clock, the pull comes into play. King will actually take down Hiccup down to a 3 versus 3. Astral Divide and Viper Split still available. They kind of have to make it work, but Rexy is holding on to this angle with a goddamn spike in his hand. If he goes down, it's GGWP, and there you go. Darky will actually take him down, but the Viper Speed has been committed towards that B area. And oh no, Soulmate Oh, if Anti can connect one shot, that's GG. But Soulmate will be the one connecting the one shot that is needed, and now a counter. Oh boy, Viper Spirit and Soulmate.
Oh,
He's
he's
gonna
just
get the
gonna.
kill. Never mind.
Oh, RVK
So
make a
close.
dash for the hills. It's going to be a 1v1. The spike needs to get planted. But looks like RVK is going in for that kill. He will not get that frag in time. That was so close. Oh my god. Milliseconds. Milliseconds. Yeah.
Millisecond. Or like maybe like if RB get peaked like half a second ago. Oh my god, that would have been an insane round. But once again, exploit, steal another one.
Oh, that is sad. That's unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Ah. I mean,
That is
he did so much. Like he's going 14 and 6 and Antidote's going 13 and 5. So that's already really insane. As for exploit, they've only got shooter popping off, but they need more players to pop off. They need HSB to step up, or Soulmate, or Darky, or King. One of them needs to start getting those frags, because without that, it's really just going to be a lot of disappointment coming in from their side. Well, looks like Ed just dropped his mic.
yeah, kind of my. Oh, I didn't know you guys could hear it, but yeah, Raphael gets a kill on the Darky. Well, he gets himself a double. Can he survive? How is he alive for that long? Oh my god, King whips out, but Soulmate is the only one alive in the 1v4 right now. He might be going down to RVK here. Actually, take him down instead. 1v3. He can do it because. Oh wait, no man, I don't think he can do it. Or maybe he can, because actually Raphael was kind of low, but now he's back up to 80% health, but 9 points of health on Soulmate. It's all about one taps coming in from him. He kind of needs to land headshots ASAP, and if he takes one bullet out of those two players, it's pretty easy. I mean, it's gonna be really easy for him to clutch it out. But at the same time, Raphael is down to 5 points of health. It's 30 seconds, 35 seconds on the clock. All about the timing. Raphael, the angle, kind of weird, but you know, if it works, why not just do it?
I mean, I think that was a really strong angle, because the player coming in from Shahs will have to worry about Tetris as well as Truck, not to mention U-Haul as well. So I think that with just the amount of angles that Soulmate would have to worry about, considering he was so low on HP that he couldn't just blindly swing, he couldn't blindly swing raw fuel. I think that was a really smart angle holding, because if you are going to be expecting a swing, then it is better to be around cover, because, well, if the player swings you, you miss your shots, you can always dash back into cover or run towards cover or something. But if you know that the other player is low and he's probably not going to be swinging you, then hold those thin angles, my friends.
Oh boy, that is true. And the team exploit right now with 3-round deficit. It's gonna be a really important round. The next one, that is, yeah, this is an eco, and I don't think they can do a lot, especially considering the fact that it's an eco round from them. And Spectres and Marshals, Hika casually getting the kill onto SSB and Rexy. Oh boy, gets himself a double, and look at Raphael. What is happening? Did he want to go for the knife there? But sure, will take him down nevertheless. It's all down to Soulmate. Can he find a kill? He does manage to land the shot, but not the headshot, so Anti will land the head onto Soulmate, and 5-9 is the score line.
Well, that is going to be really interesting. And, well, I kind of figured it out. That I honestly, I played Valorant after, I played competitive after almost 2.5 weeks yesterday. No warm-up. I just dove into the game with my friends, and unfortunately we got Fracture, which I personally hate. And, well, I used the Shazam crosshair, and, well, I think I understand why I'm starting to, get all those frags that I earlier didn't get, because Anti as well as Shazam both are going to be using the same crosshair.
Okay.
That's just a pro tip for you guys.
Ooh, pro tip. Here's another pro tip from Raphael. Practice deathmatch. Just that aim, that crisp aim, you only get that by deathmatch, practicing every single day. That's muscle memory. That's pure muscle memory coming in from Raphael there. And just like that, he gets a 2-on-1 trade. And 1-on-1 trade is good, but 2-on-1 trade is always better any day, anytime, any map. A 2-on-1 trade is great. And that's not just the 2-on-1 trade. That's two of the best players on the side of Exploit. That's King and HSB going down to Raffle.
Well, I think that as far as things stand right now, we're going to be having Enigma go forward. But as Shooter is coming up, I think that on A site, as long as you don't clear out U-Halls, the Spectres are going to be really devastating. Because when you swing from here, you can even look to just, run and gun, honestly, with the Spectre, which is something that you won't be able to do as
30
consistently
seconds left.
with a Phantom or a Vandal. But it looks like Anti is going to be spotting these players. He's going to take a lot of damage. He still gets one more. RVK is going to get that trade, and the spike is in his lap. Now, it's all down to Shooter. He's going to get a pick or get picked off, but it looks like he's instead going to get flashed off. 13 seconds, 12 seconds. The dog is, or rather the tiger is going to take a lot of time, and the Spectre comes out on top, and that is what I said. In A site, you cannot push U-Halls without clearing it out properly. You do that and even Spectres will get the better of you. I mean, was it a Spectre making the difference, or was it Anti's aim making the difference? It doesn't matter. You're still forced onto an eco. And 10-5 for Enigma. I think we're reaching the end, guys.
It is going to be the end. But here's the thing. After this map, is it going to be the end of Exploit? Because that's going to be really unfortunate. But it's going to be end of one of these teams for sure, right? So, yeah, I mean, the better team, may the better team win, to be honest. Yes, I think the timer is paused right now. So, a technical timeout maybe. No, please don't tell me it's once again the player on the side of Exploit. Because if that's the case, we're going to be waiting for them for quite a while. But if the problem persists, we might have to give... Never mind. We're already back in the game. What am I even saying? But 5-10 is the scoreline, and it's an eco round coming in from Exploit. So Enigma, they're looking at a potential 11th round on the board.
Well, Enigma is certainly looking for an 11th round on the board, but for the side of Exploit, I think that this is starting to get a little bit of a, as what do you say, a deja vu. Every single time they've come to bind, they've had a bad problem against Enigma. Last time it was a close game, but it was their power or their internet that didn't give them its support. But this time it seems no power issues or internet problems. It's just going to be the teams making the difference. Raphael's going to be in a really interesting and in a really good angle. He's going to spot one more. Will he keep himself there? RVK is going to get 1 and 2, and Antidote is going to join that club. Raphael's going to drop. He does get taken out by HSB, but that's just about it. A Sheriff recovered. Oh, Anti drops that Ion Sheriff and picks up a K-Tac one. That's interesting.
Wait,
Maybe he's going for no animation as his new drip. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, we were talking about that yesterday as well. Yeah, he had the classic in his hand. Yeah, there you go. But he did opt to go for the no animation, the no finisher skin rather than the Ion, which is absolutely beautiful, by the way. But here comes the penultimate round, potentially. Enigma, 11 rounds on the board already for them. 5 for Exploit. They need 6 rounds to even the scoreline. They need 7 to take us into match point, 8 to win the match.
And from the side of Enigma, just 2 to win the match out. And 1 to take us to overtime.
Oh, you mean match point?
Yeah, because on match point, you kind of guarantee yourself overtime. So, to take yourself to overtime is basically the same. That, well, if Enigma get 1 round here, they're going to be guaranteeing themselves overtime. And well, as for RVK, he's just going to be dropping those Viper mollies, preventing any pushes coming through. Shooter has taken quite a few points of damage. But will they be checking RVK's position is going to be the case. As it looks like he's going to spot him out at the right time. But the Astral Divide goes out at the right time as well. Shooter does get that trade, but he gets taken out. And Rexy with 2, suddenly it's all down to the Viper soulmate. He's going to be stuck at default plan. The Astral Wall's not helping him out, and everyone knows where he is. Antidote with the final frag. Match point. And boy, did Enigma get better since the last time we came here. Because, well, I really don't know what else to say. It was 9-11 the last time Exploit came here. And it just looks like they've shown themselves like an open book because Enigma is reading them. And well, trust me, it's a Dan Brown novel because they don't want to stop reading Exploit and taking rounds from them.
I mean, it's Enigma, first off. Secondly, it's their best goddamn map. So, yes, Exploit does ban Haven all the time, but they kind of should have banned Bind maybe this time around. But anyway, Showstopper absolutely put to waste. And look at this shooter. He's healing up right now and he's taking damage down to 25. Oh, he's deleted. RVK gets a double with the snake bite and Rexy gets a kill on the shooter with the goddamn 103. But RVK, he has the person right in front of him and we will take down RVK. And 1 vs 4, there's no way he can do it. There you go, Rockfield trapped. Boom, Blade Storm headshot, and that's another game. Another map loss for Exploit, by the way, in this tournament. That's the third one for them in the entire journey. And once again, it's been handed to them, but none other than Enigma Gaming.
Well, it's not even about the map losses at this point of time because for the side of Exploit, times, well, it's not run out, but it is running really, really low. And well, just seeing 3 utility kills at the start of match point, that just, tells you that it's kind of just, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. Enigma is really surprising me with the kind of plays that they pull out. I never expected this team to be this good, and I don't know. It's just insane that these teams are able to pull this off.
That is true, and what a match! I mean, we were talking about Rafael popping off, and it's not just him. Antidote popped off as well, and everyone else were there to cover him up. And I mean, Rexy had his moments, RVK had his moments, and Hika, as usual, did have his moments as well. But the side of Exploit, I mean, both of us thought that it's going to be much closer, right? I mean, especially because they had 9 rounds last time. This time they only had 5 dying. I mean, it's either like, Exploit thought that anyone was going to go with the same kind of game plan, which they did not, to be honest. And at the same time, Exploit was being read like a goddamn book by Enigma Gaming, right? So it's either one of these 2 reasons that Enigma did come out on top in the kind of dominant fashion as well. So now moving on to Icebox, yes, Exploit is dominant on that map, but we did see Enigma come out on top there as well. So I'm kind of worried about Exploit, but I still think they might take us into the third map here.
Well, I think that's so too. I think that Icebox is going to be a lot more closer than this, but I'm still a little skeptical. I'm not sure whether that is going to be something that will happen or not. But as far as things stand, Exploit showed us that they can do some things good, but Enigma showed us that almost everything else they can do better.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, as you were saying, if Icebox is not closer than this, I mean, I'm gonna lose all my hope. By the way, I mean, we thought that 13. I mean, last time it was 11-9 when the technical difficulties occurred. So we thought it might be a close one, but it was worse than that. And now last time it was 13-10 on the map of Icebox, from 6-10 to 13-10 in the favor of Enigma. So if it's something around, like, let's say 13-6, if it's less than 10 rounds for the side of Exploit, I mean I'm gonna be really disappointed, by the way. Really, really disappointed, because this is not the kind of gameplay I expected from them coming in, especially after the kind of dominance that they showed throughout the tournament. I kind of want to see more of them, and I mean, I've already said this like multiple times. I do want to see them face VLT.
I mean, I just want to say that Enigma is a team that I personally believe is now part of the top 3. Till now, if someone who doesn't play Valorant asked me, oh, what are the good teams? I would say, oh, you know what? We have a couple of good teams. We have VLT, we have Global. The other teams are good, but they're kind of still coming back up. But now I think I can safely say that, hey, we've got 3 good teams in the region. One of them is Enigma, who is also the newest addition to this, because with Anti and Raw Fuel joining them and RVK coming in as well, I think that this team is kind of nutty, with Badman just being their coach, being there for the entire team, always making sure that they have everything for them. Enigma is really, really strong, and I don't know how to put this, but RVK is kind of nuts. Because I've seen him on the Cypher, but now he's doing it on the Viper.
Yep, that is true. I mean, if you take a good look at the scoreboard, Cypher to Viper is, kind of a journey there. But RVK 21 to 9, three first bloods, one plant. Antidote, on the other hand, 22 kills, 7 deaths, 3.1 KD. Absolutely wonderful once again on an Astra. 300 plus ACS. I'm pretty sure Mythica is going to be really happy about that. Two first bloods, two plants. Raw fuel, 19 to 13. Yes, he did pop off. Yes, he only has 19 kills and 13. I mean, he does have a lot of deaths. But look at the first bloods. Eight first bloods in a game that went 18 rounds. He has eight first bloods. Absolutely nuts. Shooter, on the other hand, 18 kills. The only one that was actually popping on the side of Exploit does have one first blood. Soulmate 8 kills. King 7. Hika 9. Darky 7. HSB 5. And Rexy, he does have 8 kills, but he's at the bottom of the scoreboard because he was kind of not taking the fights. He was more like the support agent there with the recons, with the shock darts, with the drones and the ultimate. He was doing his job there from the backlines.
Well, I agree. I think that just this is one of those scoreboards that really tells you that if you look at Hika and Rexy without looking at RVK Anti and Rafuel, you'll feel that, oh, they're not doing well. But then you look at the game and then you realize that, hey, it was Rexy and Hika that were getting half of the job done for the side of Enigma. And Rafuel, Anti and RVK, yes, they were using a lot of their utility, their Viper Wall, their Snake Bites were really essential. But all in all, it was just an entirety of a team effort coming in from them. Like, look at Raw Fuel, 8 first bloods. What are you like? The total first bloods that is there on the side of Exploit is 4.
Kind of, and they have 5 rounds in the bag, so it's kind of disappointing. But with that, I think we have Mythica back with us here because
Yep.
I'm just a bit too disappointed here in Team Expert, so I'm just gonna split here for the map of Icebox while you two take over. But before I go, I'm just gonna give away my prediction here. I think Icebox is gonna go into the favor of Enigma as well. So I'm still gonna go ahead and say 13-10. Once again, the same scoreline. Why not? The hell with it. So 13-10 in the favor of Enigma is what I feel like.
hmm Well, the only thing I have to say for that last match is, oh, how the mighty have fallen. I mean, Exploit being so dominant in the past, falling to Enigma in such a one-sided manner is something that I don't think any one of us expected. I don't think even the viewers expected that. Like, okay, Enigma winning the game. That is expected. That can happen. Enigma is so powerful on bind. That is so possible for Enigma to win. But in such a one-sided manner is not what we were, expecting one bit.
Well, I agree. I think that I personally did not expect it to be one-sided. The scoreline says 13-5, but to be honest, it felt more like a 13-2 or 13-3. Had RVK gotten that clutch, that would have been one less round for the side of Exploit. Had there were so many times that we saw that it went right down, like that one round where RVK was unable to get the spike down. Had that round also gone, it would have been a 13-3 in the favor of Enigma, and essentially they got handed 2 free rounds.
They did indeed. And now we're going to be looking at Icebox. And I have to say, I am worried about Exploit. Enigma, they're just looking like this different team than whatever they were before. They're just not the same anymore. They've become such a powerful team in such a short amount of time. And it's not just, Exploit that I am scared for. It's actually all the other teams as well. Enigma has definitely crawled its way to the top. And we can just, we can easily say that now. They've actually impressed everyone. And Bine was just beautiful from them. It was insane. But now we're going to be looking at Icebox, where Enigma are going to be starting off on the attacker side, as that's what they picked. And Exploit are gonna be on the defense. What do you think about this, Dang? Do you think that Exploit could actually take Icebox and maybe take it to a third map?
Well, Icebox is their pick, and Exploit is really good on Icebox, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to take Icebox. But considering that the side of Enigma is also a team that plays Icebox really, really well, I think that it's going to be a close competition. And this time, I seriously feel that it should be a close competition. It shouldn't be something that we just saw on the map of Bind, because this was honestly just one sided. You might want to say that, oh, Exploit put up a fight, but it just felt like it was a one sided affair. And that is what, if you look at it round by round, kind of feels the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm especially surprised RVK didn't get that one round where he was in a 1v1 against King. I was surprised. I thought he had maybe like, 1 second left to actually get that kill, but he didn't. Somehow the kill was like not even like a whole second late. It
Yeah.
was like half a second late. It was so close. It just goes to show that what these guys are capable of. They're just capable of being so dominant. And now I think everyone, every single team, even that's watching this game right now, they know one thing for sure. If you go up against Enigma on Bind, you should ban. You shouldn't even go up against them on Bind. You shouldn't be picking that against them
I
because
agree.
Bind is Enigma's home ground right now.
I agree. I think that I would really love to see a VLT Enigma or a GE Enigma on the map of Bind, because VLT and Global both have really strong maps of Bind. But just looking at the way that the side of Enigma is playing it, I feel that it's a really interesting way that they do it, and I feel that it's nice that we start seeing teams like this. So honestly, it's going to be a great experience. And there you go. That's going to be Captain Price and Gamezo on the Hindi desk as they're giving their thoughts as well. Well, that is just going to be a small bug, I believe, has been happening. But again, it looks like we're just going to be fixing that in the in the meantime. But as far as things stand, it's going to be Icebox next, Mythica. What do you expect from this map? Because honestly, I'm expecting a lot of aggression coming out from the side of Exploit. They've just been handed a beating, and well, that is what teams usually tend to do after losing a map by a huge scoreline. They tend to, pick up the pace. They tend to be a team that says, all right, you know what, let's let loose a little bit and let's try to pick up those frags and get the blood flowing in our hands.
I mean, I'd like to take you, you know, through a walk when it comes to history. If we talk about the last time Exploit and Enigma went up against each other in the upper bracket, Bind was actually a very close game, and Exploit, I believe they lost on Icebox, right?
Yep.
To Enigma. So considering the way Enigma played on Bind today, I am worried about Exploit when it comes to Icebox. They lost before when Enigma didn't even beat them this one-sidedly, on Icebox. What do they have in store for Exploit today? It's just looking scary for them. I
I,
actually think it is highly possible that Enigma take away Icebox as well and go 2-0.
I agree. I think that it is very, very possible that we see, Enigma run away with this. But again, that's not something that I would want to see, because I would want to see that, we start seeing a lot more plays come out from both of these teams, and we see a really close game. And maybe at the end of the day, Exploit takes that win on Icebox, and we head over to Ascent, where we can, where both these teams can let loose. Let's just have it on Ascent. But Icebox, I kind of want to see Exploit take it, but I have a feeling that Enigma is just too dominant. Because even yesterday against VLT, Enigma gave them a huge run for their money. And if you can give VLT a run for money on Icebox, where they absolutely just it's like VLT is the hot knife and the other team's the butter. Like that's how Icebox works a lot of times for VLT. But if Enigma was able to give them resistance, I think that exploit might be having some problems.
I mean, as much as I do want to see Exploit win, to be honest, on Icebox and maybe overall as well, because I do want to see them go up against VLT, I'm not gonna lie. I've already watched them go up against Enigma in the upper bracket, and it would be a treat to watch seeing how they fare to VLT now after both the teams have had roster changes. I do want to watch that, but at the same time, it's looking hard because Enigma has just been so dominant
I agree. I think
coming
that
into these like
I
three best of
agree.
threes. Yeah.
It's just Enigma's in a position where, how do you put this? Enigma's in a position where they are really close to being the best team that we have in the region, but they just need to kind of prove themselves to a lot of people, like, prove themselves in front of the global fans, in front of the VLT fans that, hey, you know what? Your team's great and you support them, great news, but hey, we're here right here as well. And the next time you face our team, you're going to be having some serious problems that you will want to deal with.
Yep. And with that, well, we are going to be given a view of the map that is Icebox that we are going to be jumping into very soon. And here we have the lineups from both teams. On the defense side, we have Team Exploit. On attacker side, we have Enigma. Exploit are going to be running Shooter on Jet, HSV on Sova, Soulmate on Viper, King on Killjoy, and Darky on Sage. While we have a mirror lineup on the attacker side, which is Enigma, Hika playing Sage, Rafuel on the Jet, RVK on the Viper, Rexy on Sova, and Antidote on Killjoy.
Well, this is going to be a close battle to say the least. And honestly, sorry about this. And honestly, I feel that we're going to be having, you know, with this kind of a mirror lineup, I feel that it's going to be down to how you use your utility. And we've said this earlier as well, utility is going to be the big difference maker in a mirror lineup. But is it going to be something that is going to make a big difference for either one of these teams is something that we'll just have to wait and watch. As far as things stand in terms of the prediction of the scoreline, what do you have for us, Mythico?
Hmm. uh, I don't know. I still want to have some hope and say that, this might go into an overtime and Exploit might win 14 to 12. I do want to, I want to have some hope here.
All right. What is going to be what do you think is going to be the big difference maker between both of these teams? And that ways maybe you can kind of understand what could be a possible scoreline.
Whatever Jet gets more support from its team.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
It's Icebox. I mean, it is an op heavy map, and whichever out of these two Jets gets the best support from their teammates is the one who's going to be walking away with so many kills on defense. I think that's going to matter so much. And plus the entry as well, like the Jet and Sova entering together and getting so much space together, along with maybe the Sage helping out as well in between. That's kind of what we want to see. And that's going to be the difference maker, I believe.
Well, I agree. I think that I cannot argue with the support that is needed for both of these for both of the Jets that are going to be playing out. But, with that out of the way, I think that watching Shooter take on Rafuel is going to be really interesting as well. Because it's been a serious minute since we've seen one of these teams really throw it on to each other in a really close battle. We just saw Enigma throw down the gauntlet to the side of Exploit, but we didn't see a close game. So I hope that Icebox is going to be something like that.
Yeah, I think Icebox might be a close game. Maybe have come more prepared, but at the same time, I feel like if they haven't changed up any strategies, haven't come up with anything new for themselves, maybe like okay, so Icebox is one map that people usually even in the pro scene have complained about being very stale. I guess it's just a map that where you can't really come up with a lot of things, a lot of new strats and everything, but there are still like there's still room for you to like bring in something new. It's not like it's impossible. So I mean, maybe they just switch things up a bit. They've been like playing the same way the entire tournament on Icebox, and if they change something, maybe that's what helps them get this win against Enigma.
Well, that could certainly be true. I think that if they have something in the back pocket right now that they haven't used in a while, well, pull that out right now because you're going to need it. If you don't use it right now, when else are you going to be getting an opportunity to use it? Because you lose this game, you lose this map exploit, you're out. You're out of Sky Sports Championship 3.0.
Hmm. And we all know that Exploit, they're a very strong team on Icebox. But it's just the fact that, they lost on Icebox to Enigma before when they weren't even, you know, this dominant in the
Yep.
best of three. And that's what makes me worried. That's the only thing that makes me doubt that there's a possibility that Exploit could lose this. Although I am rooting for Exploit. This is their map. Come on, man. You guys gotta win this.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be your map. You have to win this one out. And if you don't, well, that is going to be unfortunate. But, well, let us see whether it is going to be, something that does happen the same way as we expected it to. But again, we will just have to wait for a little bit more before we finally get to the position that we were expecting. And, well, I think the map is just going to be starting out any second now. It looks like, well, it looks like the map has yet not started. We're still waiting for the confirmation, but let us see
I
exactly.
just can't wait to jump into it. I can't wait.
I can't
I
wait
really
either.
want to see this
Yeah,
match.
exactly. I really want to see this, especially after that bind game. I'm really excited to see what these teams are going to be doing because it's been a hot minute since we've seen someone take such a beating, especially in the semifinals or in in the finals, as
I
you might
know.
want to call it.
This far into the tournament, you just don't expect a one-sided game like that in this far in the tournament. But then again, at the same time, you know what? There is one thing that kind of gives me hope, and it's the fact that even though Enigma won in the same manner against VLT on their map pick, right?
Yep.
Even though they won against VLT 13-6, I believe, the same way they won against Exploit, they lost on the other two maps. So I mean that kind of gives me hope. I even though I know that's like realty, they were the ones that beat Exploit the last time. But still, at the same time, I am trying my best to be hopeful. We do want to see this third map. We've already watched Enigma versus Exploit on Bind and on Icebox before too, and right now as well. We want to see Ascent. I want to see who's better on Ascent. That's something I look forward to.
Well, I think so too. I want to see who's the better team on Ascent, but again, it's just going to be coming down to the simple principle that, hey, we just need to wait and watch what these teams are going to be having in store because it's just what do you say? It's just very interesting to say the least that honestly, after seeing a team take a beating like this, you kind of get a lot more excited for the game going forward because it tells you that either there's going to be a tough fight coming in from both of these teams or there's just going to be a very simple straightforward win for the other team.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Well, which players do you have a feeling are gonna pop off this match?
Well, as for the players that might pop off, I think well, Antidote's gonna pop off for sure. There's really no doubt
This
about
guy
that.
never. this guy is never at the bottom of the scoreboard. I swear,
Yeah,
every single match we've watched from Enigma's side, this guy is always like top 2 on the scoreboard.
that is true. And well, there you go. The game has indeed started, and well, that is going to put us in a position where we're going to be having Shooter take down the first player. That's going to be Hika. The Sage gone is a big pick, but let us see what can be, what is going to be the other play coming through. Looks like a swarm grenade is going to get thrown out, but that is going to be from Enigma. But well, let's see. In a 4v4, no plant just yet. As well, it's looking like this is going to be a little bit of a slow execute. The Viper wall goes up. Raw fuel's really close. He might just be able to get a pick right here, but this over dart is going to prevent a peek coming in from King. But HSB is worried about the flank. He spots it out. He gets that kill and exploit. Gain that man advantage back once again. And well, that is going to put us in a 3v4 situation.
What is going on here? Are you looking at the map right now? Antidote. He's left with the spike. He's all the way towards A.
Oh,
Well, he's gonna be scared. He has no idea there's nobody on side, and because of that wiper wall, he is scared. He's like, his take onto A side has been delayed. But look at this, everyone's rotating back to B. Well, actually, King is still gonna be
10
towards
seconds
A. Well, he's not gonna be inside Antidote. He's gonna have to push in. He has 5 seconds left for the spike plant. No time left. He's not gonna be able to do it.
yeah,
And
that's
that's gonna be a round for exploit.
Yeah, there you go. That's a free round for exploit. There you go. So that is the start that Antidote would not be looking for his team. I think they just kind of stalled a little bit on seeing that Viper wall. Yes, you didn't have information about anyone playing backside, but with that much time left, either just push into sight and then try to make the play rather than trying to, holding off, rather than trying to hold off and then trying to see whether you can get the spike down or not. You honestly just had to push at that point of time. And well, that is something that Enigma unfortunately did not do.
And now it is a 1-2-0 in the favor of Exploit as they have won the pistol round. So that means they're going to have a little bit of a better edge here in this round since they have the better weaponry. Darky is going to have a protector to his name. Shooter baits that shot from Darky. He's just going to be causing a distraction while Shooter just holds that angle and gets 2 kills for himself. Takes down Rexy, turns it into a 5-on-3 situation in the favor of Exploit as they have the double man advantage here. And he might be able to get another pick. Yes, walked up, tags down, I believe that's Hika? Yeah, that's Hika. He's going to tag down Hika just a little bit though, because that's going to be a shot through the wall, which doesn't really do enough as it is a Marshall. And that's a pretty thick wall, to be honest. But yeah, still a 5-on-3, turned into a 4-on-3 as RBK is going to get a 1 beat down.
Well, that is going to be a pick coming in from Antidote. And well, we're going to be in a really good position for getting the spike down. Surprisingly, Exploit not being able to get the man advantage despite having the better weapons.
Well, the spike is going to be planted. Enigma Gaming, somehow they've managed to turn this round around for themselves. I mean, they had the worst buy possible, except for Rafael having
enemy
well,
remaining.
I mean, some of them did have a sheriff, but hey, Shooter coming in with a 4K here is going to be saving the round for his team, but so much damage has been dealt. Regardless, to Team Exploit, they have lost 2 weapons, and the spike plant is going to help Enigma more into the next round.
Not just that, they get rid of every single shield on the side of the players that were alive as well. So that is going to be another big factor in terms of, well, that just kind of looks a little dark. Yeah. But
and look at that right now. Just look at the buy on Exploit side. They have a terrible buy right now.
yeah. I mean, if you're going to be having ghosts on one of these players, despite having, all of this for yourself, I think that it's unfortunate. And the second you have a Sage and you need a wall in which you want to invest, you're going to be having basically no credits. But Shooter, he's on the back. He's going to get 2 for himself. He gets that weapon back, but before he can make his way out, Hika is going to be collecting that frag. And well, Hika is going to be getting another one up for himself. So honestly, I'd say that Shooter's done his job, but Exploit, they're still on the back foot. They still don't have the best of buys, and well, that is going to mean that for Enigma, this might just still be a round that they're able to walk away with.
A 3 versus 2 in the favor of Enigma. They have control of B site. This should be an easy plan for them if they just go for it, because there's nobody here except for King, who just came onto site. He has nanoswarms on the site though, so that's gonna be a little annoying, but the spike plant is gonna come in regardless. King is gonna be waiting for his teammate, as that is the smarter thing to do, but at the same time, if he manages to get an early pick anyways, that would be good for his team, because right now they don't really have the best of buys. So, I mean, they're going to have to make this work somehow. The Sage Slow coming in is going to delay TE further.
Well,
The Killjoy turret is going to go down as well, so that's going to be a problem. King is going to be shock darting the spike to get rid of any swarms, but it isn't going to be enough, because RVK is just going to get a double kill there for himself. And that's going to be the first round on the board for Team Enigma.
well, that is certainly going to be another round on board for Enigma, and well, I think that Enigma is slowly starting to get into the groove. Slowly, Enigma is coming back into this, and well, I feel that that is a very, very good thing for them. And well, with that out of the way, it looks like Shooter is going to be picking up that operator, and with Rexy going to be the only one having a half shield, this should be a very interesting round going forward.
It should. Raphael isn't really going to be spotted out. That dart isn't really going to find him because, well, it's too deep into A entrance. He's going to be all the way towards Bell. Shooter might get this pick here. And does. He's going to get a headshot down with the operator onto Antidote, and he's going to turn it into a 5-on-4 in the favor of Team Exploit. Now that they have a man advantage, they can make this work somehow. And yeah, HSB coming in with that pick onto Raphael, RVK, and then Hika. They're just gonna, take away the advantage, but then King's like, wait, I'm still here. He's gonna get a double kill, turns it into a 3-on-1, and now Exploit, they have a double man advantage. King is looking for another kill, is gonna take out RVK out of the round and take away the round for Team Exploit. That's gonna be a 3-1 scoreline in the favor of Exploit. Still early game, and a long way to go for Enigma. They still have a chance to, get some rounds for their side. Attack side, it should be something where, it should be a side where they have like a little bit of, a few more rounds than Exploit.
Well, that is going to be Exploit finally getting another round on board, but I still feel that we kind of had a... Oh, this is smart from Shooter, not using the zip line, but he's going to get rid of the turret. That will give his position away nonetheless. And well, we're going to be having a Bucky, I believe, on Raphael. He's going to get taken out early. That's going to be Darky with the frag, but it looks like another shot missed from Shooter, taking some damage. Will he land another one though, is going to be the question that we have over here. But again, right now, looks like we're still going to be in a stalemate despite the better weapon from the side of Shooter.
A 5 versus 4 situation. Raphael does block up all the way to the ult point area, but a Darky is going to be there pretty much baiting Shooter in a way, but a bait that actually helps his team. Shooter gets a pick onto Hika, turns it into a 5-on-3. Darky and Shooter having the best of duo right now. They did this in the in the second round as well, where they just, they baited each other, and that got them kills, which works pretty well for them.
I agree. I think that this was going to be a position that both these teams could exploit, but it looks like we're going to be having, a little bit of a tougher position for the side of Enigma right now, because 1v4 is going to be really difficult for anyone to consider doing, and well, Shooter's just going to be landing that operator shot before anything else can happen, and well, that will give us a good that'll give Exploit a good cushion to sit back on.
Hmm. A 4-1 scoreline in the favor of Exploit, who are on the defense side. It's looking pretty good for them. You know, this is looking good for Exploit. I do think that they actually have a chance against Enigma and like not just get 0-2'd.
Well, I agree.
And yeah. But hey, Darky has a Guardian. Wait, I think he picked it up from Raphael's body, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna be taking that Guardian into the next round. I want to see what he does with it because Guardians are generally just so annoying. Still a 5-on-5. 1 minute, 15 seconds left on the clock. Coleman is gonna be tagged by the Sova drone, and the KJ lockdown is gonna come in from Enigma's side. Still a 5-on-5. No kills have been found yet. The lockdown is gonna be destroyed by HSB. He had the lineups for it, man. Raphael is gonna get a pick onto HSB. Almost gets taken out, but he's gonna survive. Antidote getting a kill through the Viper smoke. That was pretty good. Raphael is gonna get spammed, but that's not really gonna do much. Almost gets taken out by his shooter. 5-on-3. Shooter is gonna be missing a lot of shots, but then again, they were pretty hard shots to hit.
Well,
And now it's a 5-on-2.
well, that is certainly true. It's going to be a 5-on-2, and well, we might just have, as you can say, a really close, positioning here for Shooter, but he's still going to be landing that shot, and well, that is going to mean that as far as things stand for him, he is going to be having a free pick for himself. Now, Exploit, they're still looking to save this out. RVK is going to be all the way inside spawn. He's going to be having a good position to play off on, but again, it's just going to be coming back down to the fact that Enigma is still 2 rounds behind the side of Exploit.
4-2 in the favor of Team Exploit. But Enigma won that last round away for themselves. Is this the point where everything just turns around in the favor of Enigma? Because that's what usually happens. Once they get around, they just start getting so many rounds and rounds after that. Tudor, he tried his best last round, but he wasn't able to hit those very hard shots because in the position that he was in, you know, going for a retake with an operator and seeing all these pixel angles, that's just hard to play with. Although, I don't know if he had, you know, a Vandal or a Phantom lying around. But, yeah. And we're seeing a technical pause, apparently. Oh, there. Unpause is here. So we're just going to be jumping back into the game. And now, Shooter, he still has an operator. RVK, I believe, is going to be playing with his ult as he only has a ghost to his name. RVK is going to break that sage wall. Yeah, that's the good decision. Wherever everyone needs to note this thing, wherever you see the enemy KJ sage wall, the enemy sage wall. Why did I say KJ? The enemy sage wall, you should always break it so that the pressure, you've applied pressure, you know, they always have to worry about that angle. They don't have to, you know, leave it and be like, yeah, my sage wall is there, so they're not going to be doing anything. No, just break it so that the pressure is still there.
That is true.
Is going to be ulting on early. Isn't really going to find anyone.
Yikes.
Well, HSB is going to be ulting early, but is not going to find anyone. Shooter's going to be finding one pick onto RVK as Raphael's going to be getting a big bad bullet for himself. Darky does finally lose his life, but we are going to be seeing Antidote pick up that kill. Now, as far as things stand in terms of the man count, well, that's really in the favor of Exploit right now, because Enigma is down to 2, but still, with both Rexy, or rather just Rexy surviving and not even him surviving, because it's going to be a free pick coming in from the side of Shooter. He's going to be getting...
I don't even want to call that a free pick. Did you see that shot he just hit? That was nasty.
Yep.
That was actually beautiful. I don't know what that was. I mean, he didn't even see him properly. He just flicked it onto him. That was insane from Shooter.
That is certainly true. I think that it's slowly becoming a thing where both these teams are going to be having You know, very few, as you can say, what do you want to call this? They have very few opportunities to really make a big difference. And as far as we can see right now, it kind of just feels and looks as if we're going to be having, Enigma on the back foot for the rest of the game, unless they look to change things up, especially on their attack, where, well, Icebox is one of the strongest. Well, I think that we might just be seeing a quick and early exit on the map of Icebox for Enigma.
We could see that, or, like I said, this could go to an overtime. That's what I'm expecting.
Well, if that
And
is going to be the
mhm.
case, then I'm in. Count me in.
uh I like the fact that Enigma took an early tactical timeout here. You don't see that from a lot of teams, which is actually kind of sad. Teams should be using their timeouts at the right time, which we just don't get to see much of. And Enigma using theirs, that's actually a pretty good thing.
Yep, that is true. I think that for Enigma, probably they predicted a certain play style happening, a certain way that they would be able to, walk away with a win. But it just seems that that is probably not going to be going as planned. And well, that is why that that is probably one of the reasons why we are seeing the position that is there right now, 5-2 in the favor of X Plus.
I like how they've completely left a site for retake, except for soulmates and full teams. But then again, that is a retake position pretty much. And he's just gonna get that pick onto raw fuel, which kind of hurts to watch because you could just like smoke that angle off or something with your jet smoke. But he didn't do that. And like we don't, they don't have the Viper wall either, so that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Antidote, he's gonna get a pick onto HSB, turning it into a 4-on-4 now. And the KJ lockdown coming in, HSB will get revived. I think this is a pretty good round for Enigma regardless, because they don't really have a good buy. And they've caused so much damage, even forced the Sage revive. Antidote getting a triple kill for himself. And what a beautiful round from Enigma. What was that?
Well, that is certainly a very good run coming in from Enigma, and well, that is going to mean that 5-3 is going to be the scoreline, and we're just waiting and watching as to whether this is going to be changing up anytime soon. But Raw Fuel's not having the best game. He's picked up an operator for himself. He's going to be going up against Shooter, and well, that will give us a lot of excitement to look forward to if that is really going to be the case.
It's still gonna be very hard for Rafiel though, considering the fact that he's using an operator on the attack side rather than defense. On attack, he's just not gonna be able to push in aggressively. He did so against VLT yesterday, I believe, on Icebox. If you remember this one round where Rafiel just got one pick with the op and got another one and then just kept pushing in. And it like it was good, but at the same time that's very punishable, and I don't know how that's going to work out against Exploit right now because they're very they're very much on high alert after losing that bind game.
Well,
They just don't want to give anything away.
that is possible. I think that in terms of losing against Enigma and Bind, I think that Exploit has come out with a really good mentality going forward. They've not felt as a team that got absolutely destroyed on this map. And well, right as we speak about that, there was an aggressive peek coming in, but it did not deal any kind of damage towards any one of these players. But it looks like Raw Fuel is just going to be sneaking up on that Viper wall. He's going to get a pick, but no, he is going to get taken out. And well, that will mean that the operator is going to be on the ground, but a flurry of kills coming through. Exploit is down to one person, but RBK is going to be more than enough to deal with it and put that to an end. And well, there you go. That is going to be that is going to be
I'm not
Enigma.
sure I'm not sure if Rafael was trying to be a distraction there for his teammates to get picks from the other side, attracting someone towards himself, like attracting like a bunch of players towards himself. Because if you're exploit right now and you see Rafael pushed up there with the op and he misses a shot, you know what your cons are gonna be like? Hey, he missed a shot. He missed a shot. He's right here. We can take him together. Come, come, come. Right?
Yep,
That's what you're gonna be hearing.
that is
And
true.
he got taken out, but his team was there to get those kills that were like just walking towards him instead.
I agree, that could have been a bait, but it looks like Soulmate is going to be getting a pick. He's going to get two on that thin angle. He's going to pick up that ult off, drop that ult as well, and just make sure that, well, we're going to be having another position where Enigma is going to be having a man disadvantage.
HSB. It's gonna be on A site, back site. Isn't really gonna be able to get a pick. He will be taken out by Hika, and now it is a 3 versus 3. The man advantage is stolen away from Team Exploit. Now it's turned into a 3-on-2 as well. Enigma Gaming, they have the advantage. They have the better weapons, and they should be able to get this round unless they get ecoed. But that's not going to be the case. Rexy is going to take out King and Darky. King with a shock dart. Just to style on everyone this round.
Well,
And now, 5-5 is the scoreline. Wow.
5-5 is going to be the scoreline, as well as the fact that, well, for Exploit, they've kind of been told to sit back and, chill in their place. They're not going to be allowed to just whack around and move around and do whatever they want. They are going to be in a position where they'll just have to wait and hold off on these aggressive peaks that they were taking so well so far. Now, with that out of the way, it's still going to be no one's advantage, but still a little bit of an advantage for Exploit. And well, that is just going to mean that, for Raw Fuel as well as Shooter, who is going to get taken out by Raw Fuel's op this time. Antidote is going to be picking up Soulmate. That is a big pick towards B, as Darky is going to be forced to pull that rotate this time and watch out for mid as well. But as the attacker Killjoy lockdown is going to get placed, things are only going to get a lot more difficult for him.
That was a read and a half, if anything, from Enigma. Did you see that? Shooter and Darky inside of Tube, and they're just, they're being held by Enigma players. Like, they were just holding the angle. But getting back to, whatever is going on at hand right now, King is going to get a pick, but it won't be enough regardless, because it was a 2-on-5 turned into a 2-on-4, and they still have the double man advantage. Enigma. Hika is going to take down both King and HSB in the end, and that's going to be another round for Enigma Gaming on the board, and their first lead as well. 6-5 in the favor of Enigma. They have gotten the lead, and now it is the last round of the half. We're going to be moving on to the second half very soon. But before this, let's look at the buy on Exploit's side. It is terrible. That's going to be so painful playing against a full buy that Enigma have right now and an operator.
Yep, that is certainly true. I think that Enigma has pulled in all the stops. They've just, they've been like, all right, you know what? You had your fun, you had your domination time, but it's time that we bring our party to the game. And well, since then, it's kind of just felt like Enigma's game going forward. Not to say that Exploit's not picked up rounds, but the number of rounds that Enigma has picked up in the time that Exploit has picked up those is absolutely insane.
Definitely. And now it is going to be a slow round coming in from Enigma's side, but look at Antidote's position. He's going to get taken out by Darky, who spots him out before anything bad happens. That timing on Darky was so lucky.
Well, Enigma does have their ultimate
Antidote.
on Sage.
That is true, but I feel like that's just too much of a stretch. I mean, look at Antidote where he died. I don't think Shooter is going to get double kills for himself. Takes down Rexy and Hika. Turns it into a... Oh.
He gets third.
Got punished. But
30 seconds
that's
left.
3 very good kills regardless of everything. And now it is a 4-on-1, and we're just going to get to see how good or bad. Well, not bad. To you know, it's still a hard round, but oh, unfortunate. RVK isn't really gonna be able to get a 1v4 clutch for himself here.
Switching sides.
Well, that is true. He's not going to be able to pull that one off. And 6-6 is the split. Exploit have a big advantage, honestly. If Exploit walk away with this attacking pistol half, I think that they will be able to, finish this game off and take it to Ascent. But again, that is going to depend on whether you will be able to break the defense that Enigma is going to be pulling off. Because, well, one of the strongest things that we saw for Enigma on the map of Bind was not just their attack but was their defense, because on attack they did lose 5 rounds, but on defense they didn't lose a single one.
6-6, and now we're moving into the second half where we have Enigma on the defense and Exploit on attack, and this is where Shooter gets released. And we just get to watch how well he can perform, because he's been doing so good for his team so far. This man has been going insane. Look at his position right now. He's pushed up all the way towards Snow Pile.
Looks like RVK knows about that, but Antidote's going to be taking some damage from the pings that were happening onto him. But again, it just looks like that is not going to be the case. RVK is able to pick up a kill, and that is the Viper gone. That's a big pick. The Sova drone goes out, but it looks like the pings are going to be coming in. Shooter's going to be in a bad position. He takes damage, but he still lands that shot, and RVK and Hika and everyone are just going to be picking up freebies now, because, well, they already got the spike diffused on the basis of that aggression that came in from the side of Enigma.
One enemy remaining.
What a round from Enigma. They saved that Sage wall for the defuse. I mean, they knew it was the pistol round. That was the right call to make. You know, in a pistol round, if you're on the defense side and you have a Sage, saving her wall is such a good thing, because, you know, a wall is just so annoying to face when you're on pistols, because you just can't break it fast enough. You can buy so much time.
That is true. I think that on pistol rounds, those walls can, have been in so many situations been the difference between life and death. But right now, looks like Raw Fuel is going to be picking up one Raw Fuel and one Hika as well. And suddenly, it looks like we're going to be changing things up going forward. Now, with Raw Fuel finishing the final frag for his team, 8-6 is going to be the scoreline that we are at. And, well, this is going to mean that for the full buy, I probably expect a B-sided execute coming in from the side of Exploit.
Well, a full buy coming in for Exploit, while Enigma, they're gonna have some of the guns from the bonus round. Some of the guns from the last round, so this is gonna be their bonus. Yeah, they're gonna have 4 Spectres and a Sheriff, while TE, they're gonna have a full buy with Phantoms and Vandals.
Oh boy, so, well, we're back in the same situation that we were in earlier. And, well, that is going to mean that as far as things stand, Raw Fuel's going to be picking up another frag for himself, and he's going to be putting the pressure on the side of, Team Exploit. HSB does get one back and pull one back, but it looks like that is not going to be mattering just yet. As for the side of HSB, well, he's really low on HP, so I honestly feel that this is probably going to be something that they will look to play around with very carefully. But Raw Fuel's going to be losing his life to an aggressive peak, but Antidote is on the flank. He might just be able to pull this one off. HSB is not looking. He gets one. Will he get the second one? No, he will not. He will dink the player and will unfortunately lose his life. But Soulmate is going to be getting a frag, and it's down to a 1v2. Well, I think that as far as Exploit goes, this is the worst situation that they can be in. One player at 5 and one player, well, the player at 5 already dead. And, well, the other one is going to be really, really low on HP as well. And, oh no!
What?
RVK! He's going to lose his life, and that's going to be a clutch that comes in. Oh boy, that is going to hurt quite a bit coming in from the side of Exploit. They pulled the round back despite the odds not being in their favor. And, well, I think that is going to be a big pick.
This was actually such a good round for Enigma, to be honest.
Yeah, that is true.
Armor gone, guns gone, and now they have a full buy because they were the ones on a bonus.
I mean,
Look
yeah,
at that. half armor from the players on Exploit, and one of them rocking a Spectre out of all things. This is
What?
gonna be such a hard round for Exploit.
That is certainly true. I feel that for Exploit, not just about being a tough round, this is also going to be a mental game because they're still a round behind and they have got their economy completely destroyed, and they have to make sure that, well, they can, in theory, be, in a position where they get something out of this.
You will not kill my allies.
Shooter is gonna be revived by Darky, so the man advantage that they lost, it is back to them. And he's gonna be taken out again by Rafael. Rafael just coming in big with those 2 kills. And those 2 kills matter so much, even though Shooter got revived, because the revive is just now gone. It's just not an option anymore for Exploit, not for a few rounds. Darky though, he's gonna get 2 kills for himself inside the Viper ultimate. Hika is gonna take down King, and now it is a 2-on-2.
Standing.
Oh, Hika is gonna miss that shot onto Darky. It's gonna be taken out. The Spectre is actually just so scary inside a Viper ultimate. Because it's so close range, as soon as you see someone, you just start spamming with it. It's such a fast weapon.
Well,
That's gotta hurt.
yeah, I mean, and also the fact that you can kind of just run and gun with it, that just adds to the, as you can say, adds to the charm of that weapon. And that is why a lot of times we see players, complain about the Spectre not getting a nerf, not being, in line with Valorant's mechanics, which is, quote unquote, precise gunplay.
Well, Darky is gonna get a pick onto RVK, turning it into a 5-on-4 in the favor of Exploit. Exploit, they're just looking so good right now. They've made all the right decisions coming into these rounds. Shooter is gonna take that antidote. He's gonna whiff a shot, and that's gonna hurt him. But look at Rafael. He's gonna be up in the air. He's gonna get 2 kills for himself on Darky and Shooter, turning it into a 3-on-3.
Enemy
So
remaining.
Rafael, hello?
Oh, what?
What?
Oh boy, that is I mean, that's the kind of play that wins you tournaments. That is the kind of play that you look at and go, all right, I think we've seen enough. It's time that you just calm down, because I don't even know what to say at this point of time. He just pressed W and then pressed left click and then was like, all right, I'm on my way.
That was beautiful. That was actually so amazing. That was such an insane run. This guy is so good. We
Yep.
were talking about how on the attack side before, like, he wasn't really having the best game. But then suddenly, like, on defense, he just goes insane.
Well, yes, that is certainly going to be the case. But with Enigma coming in, it's going to be a technical pause that both of these teams are going to be expecting to see. And well, as for Rafael, let us see what does he have in store for this round.
8-9 in the favor of Enigma as they managed to get the lead back on their side. RBK has the Viper ultimate on. The attacker side have used their lockdown as well. Exploit, they're gonna get a lot of room to move on to A, but look at this. RBK actually is gonna whip those shots on the Shooter, isn't gonna be able to take him out. Rexy is gonna get that pick cover, turning it into a 4v4, taking away the advantage. And Hika is gonna get a kill onto King. Soulmate. Oh, look at this. The revive coming in from Darky as well. He's gonna, bring in so much for Exploit side. Now it is a 4-on-1 and Rafael is the last man standing on the side of Enigma. He's gonna take out one person, turns it into a 1-on-3, 1-on-2 now. This man's insane. Not sure if that was a fake dash, but never mind. That alarm bot is gonna spot him out and King is gonna get that kill onto him. Unable to get the clutch, but still such an amazing round from him. Manages to get 3 kills. Was it 3 kills or was it 2 kills? But yeah. A good round from Team Exploit. Pretty well played. it's actually just sad that RVK using his ultimate in a round where King had his ult. That was kind of hard to play against, to be honest.
Yep.
Sometimes like it's fine if you don't use your Viper ultimate if you see that the enemy KJ has his ultimate, because that's just gonna be used against you. You're gonna be pushed out of it and you're not gonna be able to do anything with it then.
That is certainly true. That I agree with that. But right now it looks like an aggressive push out from Q, but Soulmate is going to be checking for that. Raw Fuel, you got a pick like that. How do you expect the other team to not check that as well? Now, with Antidote going to be at yellow box, Shooter is going to be in a good position to make a change for this, but will he be able to do anything? Yes, he will. Antidote's going to be losing his life. King and Darky both going to be joining. And well, that will mean that as far as things stand, Enigma is only going to be having Hika with his ult up and running. But a wall bang at this point of time could also mean life and death for Hika.
The scoreline that I was kind of going for is getting closer and closer. We have a 9-9 scoreline, and there we go. Exploit are going to be taking away this round with a 10-9 lead on their side now. And they have a full buy, so do Enigma now. It was kind of a half buy for them last round. And now they're going to be taking a timeout, which is actually a good thing for them, because this is the point where they should be taking the timeout. They need to get these rounds on their side. They've lost the lead to Exploit. They're only one round away from bringing it to an equalizer. And now it is their full buy as well. So they need to make sure that, when the score is just so close to being a 13, right, for both of the teams, they need to make sure that they get this round.
I agree. I think that if you're able to get the score back up, I mean, for Enigma, I'd say that for Enigma, if they can get the score back up to, I'd say like, if they can get it up to an 11 before they finally come back to an 11-11, I think that that could be something that will still be a very possible play, a good play for them. But as far as things stand in terms of, what we're seeing from Exploit right now, it just kind of shows me that, well, Exploit as a team is really feeling themselves. They're going in for their aggressive peaks, and that is what I said at the start of Icebox, that, well, you make those aggressive picks, you try to go for those aggressive peaks, you are either going to be coming up dead, or you're going to be getting your team a huge advantage. And it looks like right now the case is going to be an advantage for the side of Exploit, because they're landing their shots, they're making Enigma feel and think twice before they make any kind of peaks. But honestly, how long will they be able to do that against a strong side like Enigma?
That is true. And now we have jumped right back into the round at hand. The timeout is gone and everything has been initiated. Shooter is in that corner. Not sure. Oh, he does get tagged out by the Silva dart. And look at Rafael. Almost gets spotted by that dart. Is actually going to get spotted. So he's going to have to dash out and get back to safety. And now Exploit know that there's nobody at yellow. So they have like some room to wiggle through. Enigma's Antidote is going to be taking out Shooter, who was the jet for Exploit. So now the entry power is just gone. And there is no Sage Res either, so Darky's not really going to be bringing him back anytime soon. RVK is going to be moving into the Viper ultimate. Look at the timing, Soulmate! Does check his left, but looks right away. Looks away right as RVK is pushing up. So he's going to get taken out. Now it is a 4-on-3 in the favor of Enigma Gaming. They have the man advantage here, but the spike plant is still on. And I like this wall that I'm seeing from Hika. He's going to go for like a half diffuse. It's going to back off, but Rexy is going to come in like, Rexy is just going to come in as the cleanup crew. He's going to be taking away this round. And, overall, such a good round from Enigma. There we go. The lead taken away, snatched away from Exploit. And now we have an equalizer. This is anyone's game right now. This is such, I don't know, man. This is such a close game. I can't even tell like who's gonna win. Both these teams are just going ham.
Exactly, I agreed. And that is what I said. If Enigma is able to get to 11 and then they lose a round, I still would see a possibility in a comeback happening. But there you go. Shooter's going to be picking up that operator for himself. He's looking to buy for his teammates. And well, Rafael's going to be on that op as well. So whether this is going to be something that, works probably, let's see. as to what we have in store for the round going forward.
Rafael, wait, sorry, my bad. Shooter is gonna be with an operator on the attack side. Surprising to see from him because usually, he just keeps a rifle on him. Sorry, an assault rifle on him on the attack side. But right now he has an operator, so he's gonna be trying to look for picks. But Enigma know better. They're not peeking. No, nobody's peeking Shooter. But wait, what is going on here? Is double kill coming from both sides? RBK is gonna get 2 for himself, taking away whatever advantage Exploit managed to get. Shooter is going to be towards backside with the operator pushed up, so he has a lot of control. And peeking into this is going to be painful for Enigma. The spike plant coming in. Do we have anyone coming for a lurk? Yeah, RBK, he was spotted out towards a site where he got 2 picks, but he's going to be going for a flank now, and I don't think Exploit are ready for this. Never mind, HSB looking back at the correct time is going to take away the advantage. Sorry, take the advantage for Exploit. And now Enigma, they're just going to go for a save.
Well, yes, Enigma is going to be going in for a save, but it's kind of a bad situation for them. They shouldn't have lost this round so early. And well, we're just going to have to face whatever the side of Enigma, or rather whatever the side of Exploit is going to be throwing at them at this point of time. Now, with all of that out of the way, I think that as for the rounds that are remaining, we are going to have to wait and see whether Enigma has some more games of their own, has some more mind tricks that they want to play on the players coming forward, because so far what we have seen was very, very good counterplay coming in from Enigma, but now suddenly it feels as if they're falling into a rut.
I don't know, we're just seeing back-to-back rounds where Exploit, they get the lead back and Enigma take it away, and then Exploit get it back again, but Enigma haven't gotten the lead yet for themselves, which is problematic for them this late into the game.
Well, can't agree more with that, but again, right now, it's going to be the operator taking on the operator. It's going to be Shooter in front, and it's going to be, it's going to be Rafael peeking in from the back. Will we see a dash coming through? It looks like he's going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place as the, well, that is just, that is bad timing on Rafael. That's unfortunate that he was not able to make his way out. And well, that is how things will end.
This is looking hard for Enigma. They have the Sage revive, but enemy kill. Who are they gonna revive? Rafael can't be revived there. That's gonna be hard. But I feel like they should still go for an economical revive because they're gonna have a bad buy after this, and this is gonna be match point.
Well, this is going to be match point, and we might just be heading over, but it looks like the operator has been recovered. So, this team falling back does not really make any big difference, honestly. I think that the revive can be used for the next round, but again, it will force the side of Enigma to really just pay attention. And oh, Rexy, he misses a shot, he pays the price, the op is down, it does get recovered, Hika's just hiding, and well, he will be able to successfully save the operator for Rafael, but oh, that was a close one.
That was close. And now we're gonna be seeing match point. This could be the map for Exploit.
This
And
is the
looking at
map
the
for
buy,
Exploit.
yeah, and looking at the buy on Enigma's side, they just have a terrible buy right now. Like I said, I feel like they should have gone for a revive somewhere. They could have revived RVK, who was pretty far out towards spawn.
Well, yeah, they could have done that, but well, apples are already gone. Rafael's this time going to be the one to pick up the first pick, and well, that's going to be Shooter landing the op. So both the frags so far coming in from operator picks, but it looks like there's going to be 2 players on top of the box, but it looks like Soulmate did get spotted out, and well, that is going to mean that Rafael's dead and gone. Rexy is going to spot one with the Spectre. He's going to land that shot. That is going to be a good shot at that range, especially against a weapon like a Vandal or a Phantom with a Spectre in your own hand. So it's going to be interesting to see whether we are going to be having Enigma or is it going to be the side of Exploit will be able to come out on top. It looks like they're pushing into spawn. Hika not paying attention is going to get taken out. King is going to be getting that frag as a lineup. Shock dart is going to be placed. Will that be something that lands a kill? No, it does not look like to be the case just yet as well. We're going to be having
Enemy remaining.
Rexy with
Wait,
two
what?
more. Rexy is going absolutely insane on that Spectre. 4 for Rexy. The Spectre 4K from this man is going to be what gets his team back on board. And oh, that is such a good play coming in from this man. Right when his team needed it, the Sova shock dart to soften up those targets. And once that was done, it was all about just landing those few bullets with that high fire rate weapon. And well, what a way to take the round and well, keep your team alive in this matchup.
This was so huge from Rexy. This round actually got his team back into the game. They now have a chance to go for a 12-12 scoreline and go for the overtime. I'm telling you, dang, my prediction, I feel like it's gonna come true. But getting back to the round at hand, 12-11 is the scoreline currently. Both the teams have a bye, a good bye, I suppose. I haven't really seen what Enigma's is actually, but I'm assuming that it is a decent buy than whatever they had before because they managed to get that round, and you know this should help them a bit. Now there haven't been any kills yet into the server. Rafuel is gonna take out King. I spoke too soon. He's gonna turn this into a 5-on-4 in the favor of Enigma. But hey, Sage Rest coming in. Shooter is gonna take down Rafuel, who does get the pick again. So that's gonna be a 4-4. You know, both sides, none of them have the advantage yet, but 2 players have been taken out from the server, and now it's gonna be a slow round coming in from Exploit. They do have to get the spike plant. Shooter is gonna be walking in with the operator in hand. I love the way this guy ops on attack. Honestly, he's just like constantly with the scope open. He's just
30
securing
seconds left.
area, and it works out well for him, and he's pretty confident with it. A lot of operators aren't really confident with that, but hey, hit that Rexy getting
One
one
enemy
kills
standing.
it. Antidote gets a kill as well. Now HP left in a 1v3 isn't really gonna be able to do anything. He's gonna be taken out by Antidote, and this is gonna be overtime coming in from Enigma's side. What an amazing comeback. I mean, what an amazing save from Enigma on this map. They managed to take it back to overtime. I mean, sorry, take it to overtime and get back into the game, get it back, you know, get back the chance for themselves to be taking away this map, because now both teams are going to have the same amount of money as well.
Well, I agree. I think that this is just going to be coming back down to the fact that you know, for both of these teams, it's going to be a really important you know, play in terms of the overtime strategy, in terms of how you set up on overtime. All of this is going to be really important. Now, with that out of the way, we will have to, you know, wait and see what are going to be the plays that these teams make. But as far as I can see, it's going to be a little bit of a slower push coming in from the side of Enigma.
Well, now Exploit, they're on the defense, and HSB is going to be droning A. Won't be finding anyone, so now most of the players, well, they haven't really actually changed positions. I'm not sure if they heard Rafuel drop down. They were pretty far away from that position to be able to hear anything. They could have heard him though. Enigma, they're gonna be slowly walking up towards A. Are gonna take down HP. Soulmate is gonna be taken out as well by Rafuel, who was on low HP. I'm not sure how Soulmate did not get that kill on to Rafuel, who was actually so low.
Well, that could be something that we'll have to, you know, see once again. But it looks like right now with the Swarm Grenade preventing the push coming into its side, Enigma has a good lockdown on the side, and they're making sure that no one just walks in randomly. Well, that's going to be Rafuel picking up another frag, as Rafuel's going to get 4. Will he get another ace for himself is going to be the real question over here. No, he misses his right click, but the ace is going to be on Rafuel, you insane man. 2 aces in the same game, getting your team back up. And well, I just have to give it to him. He might be the up and coming Jet. He might be the Jet that not a lot of people know about, but well, I think that now everyone knows about you.
This man, how does he do it? How does he do it again? And in such a stylish manner. But then again, I have to say, Soulmate, again, could have taken him out there. I'm not sure how he didn't. Because he was so low, he was on red HP there.
Yeah, that
But
is
Soulmate just couldn't take him out.
just gonna land the shot. Oh, that is a nice lineup coming
What
in.
a lineup.
Yeah, that is going to be a really nice lineup, but again, that is going to be something that will have to wait a little bit because the locations have been revealed for the side of Team Exploits players, I believe. No, that's going to be Enigma's players, but the spike has already gone down, so this is going to be a quick round. RVK is going to be getting another frag, but a swarm grenade is preventing the push in. Shooter's holding in under tube as he knows that his teammate is watching his back, but it looks like they tried to get rid sorry, they tried to walk in with the back of that wall, but it looks like HSB kind of understood that Rocky is trying to go in. He gets one pick, he gets the second pick. Enigma get the game, they get the round, they get the map, they get the series, and they do get the game. And well, that was just Antidote telling his team, calm down, the spike's not diffused yet. Let it get done and then scream and shout as much as you want. A good play coming in from Exploit, but well, Enigma's just better today.
At least I was right about the scoreline.
Well, that is good. I mean,
That was kind of on point though. 14-12. Come on, man. Just we're wrong about which team it was gonna be, taking away the game in the end.
yeah, that is true.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I expected overtime to. I did not expect overtime. I expected another map to come out. But hey, you know what? At this point, how much can we really, what do you say? How much can we pinpoint and pick out? How much can we nitpick is going to be the real question.
Yeah. Well, just like that, Enigma are going to be moving forward in the upper bracket grand finals where they're going to be playing against VLT.
Well, that
That's
is going to be a rematch. That is going to be coming up, and well, that just means that we're in for a treat. We said that it could be a triple rematch coming in for Enigma as well as VLT, and well, there you go. We've made it happen.
Yeah, definitely. Man, what a nail-biting game. Exploit having so much advantage when it came to rounds. They were in the lead. They were at match point. They needed one more round, and they managed to lose two. One of which where Enigma just had the most terrible buy. They had specters and half armor, not even full armor with those specters. They just gave that round to Rexy like it was nothing.
I agree. I think that it's just what do you say? A special. Is there a way to put it in a different way that for Enigma this was a really special way of taking this game. I think that for either on bind it being the fact that they completely dominated the other side and followed by the fact that they were just able to take it from the death right at the death from the side of Exploit. That I think that makes the win a lot more sweeter. It just makes it that hey, on the first map we beat you black and blue, and when you thought that you could win it out and take us to another map, we just dropped the ball.
That's true. I mean, Enigma, they just showed everyone never to count them out. Now, they're a team to watch out for.
Yep.
I mean, they beat VLT on one map. Of course, they lost the other two maps, but they were such close maps. And then beating Exploit 2-0 before this, and then beating them now again. And that too in such an amazing manner. Rafael coming in with 2 aces in one game.
Yeah. I mean, Rafael getting that first ace already really changed the tide in his team's favor. But after that, the second ace just, it it just made the win a lot more sweeter, and there was no other way to put it.
Spike planted.
So
Enemy remaining.
I don't know I don't know how to react to this, honestly. Dang, what do you think? Do you think Enigma is gonna, take it back from VLT and just win in the
Um,
upper bracket?
Okay, now that is a tough question because taking it from VLT is not like taking a map from the death from Exploit. VLT is a completely different ball game. VLT is a team that, if you thought that Exploit was not giving up, VLT is a team that will act as if they were never even in the, they were never even on the back foot. So, as far as things stand, I feel that Enigma can take it from VLT, but will they? I'd still give it 60% to VLT, and maybe from a 30 I'll give it a 40 to the side of Enigma.
I actually feel like Enigma are just gonna come in stronger in this next matchup against VLT. I feel like they're actually just gonna come more prepared than before, because we saw a lot of mistakes from them. When they went up against VLT in the last best of three, we saw a lot of mistakes from them, and I feel like they're just gonna refine those mistakes and make sure that they win out this series, because man, there is so much on the line. They've beaten Exploit, and now they have a chance to beat VLT. That's gonna earn them so many bragging rights. And Antidote, who was, on VLT before, him winning against his ex team, who doesn't want to see that?
I mean, yeah, Antidote's not had a bad relationship with his old team. He in fact has a very good relationship with his old team of VLT, and the one of the main reasons that he did leave was that he wanted to practice his IGLing skills, and since he had learned from Amaterasu, who is probably one of the best IGLs that we have in the region, Hellranger and Amaterasu being at the top. I think that Antidote's really just joining that league as well. He's one of the best IGLs that we have in the Indian subcontinent right now.
Well, I mean, it's not that, he has a bad relationship with his old teammates or anything, but it's like, this is like a new identity for him, kind of,
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good test for him to see, like, where he stands against, people that he's actually played with before.
That's true. I think not just that, but for Enigma, VLT can be a big asset test in terms of how good Enigma really is. You've been given three opportunities to take on the kind of team that VLT is, especially with Deathmaker joining their ranks and Marzel just really exploding into the scene. I feel that VLT is one of those teams that you just look at and say, all right, you know what? Take everyone's photo and put them in the Hall of Fame, because that is really a team. It's honestly a star-studded lineup. Like for VLT, there is not a single thing that you can say is bad for them. But for Enigma, well, there's still a bunch of new players. There's still a bunch of younger players who are looking to make it big, and well, they've made it big already, but to really make it big, you've got to take down the giants. You've got to take down the biggest, the baddest, the meanest team that is out there, and right now in this tournament, that is VLT.
Man, I just feel bad for Shooter. Top of the scoreboard in regards to ACS and kills and everything, pretty much. This guy actually went insane on both maps. This guy is always seen fragging out, but losing in that manner must be so heartbreaking for him.
I agree. I think that top fragging and losing a game so close, especially like this. I mean, if you top frag and you lose a game 13-0, I wouldn't mind it that much, because you kind of just, or you top frag and you lose a game 13-5. Yeah, you know what? Leave it. I don't care. But if you top frag and you lose a game 14-12, that's when it hurts, especially when you were on match point.
That's true. Especially when you're on match point like that. That's just heartbreaking. That must have messed with their mental so much, their confidence and everything. It just, you know, the energy is just gone, like you
Yep.
just like you're in this state of mind where you're like, how do we lose this, how do we lose on match point? And then the overtime is just filled with that, that grimness,
That is true.
and it's just hard.
That just pulls the team back. And honestly, I've won quite a few games because of that momentum shift. It happens so many times that you're playing MM and, well, you're losing. I mean, I was losing 3-9 on split on defense. Imagine this. I was playing Sage and I'm losing 3-9 on defense. And suddenly the other team just starts getting toxic, and well, we start playing together, we start racking up rounds, they reach all the way up to 12-8, and then we need 4 rounds in a row, and we somehow string those together. And over time, the opposite team just felt like we weren't playing the same team the entire game. They were feeling as if they were not just a couple of ranks, but they felt almost a tenth of the rank that they were playing like. And well, it suddenly felt like a much easier game. So that momentum shift is real. If you do lose a round on overtime, especially one where, you know, things change up like that, you kind of have to agree that the momentum shift that happens is swift. You can feel it. You feel that, oh, the same player that was landing absolutely insane shots now suddenly can't even shoot you in the back of your head.
Yeah, but well, I mean, that was amazing 2 games that we watched. One being one-sided, but that one-sided game was also very interesting to watch at the same time because these were 2 very good teams. These were 2 very insane teams, and I guess nobody expected the one-sided game. It wasn't disappointing to watch. It just, it was just different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like something unexpected happens, and you're just like in awe. You're like you're surprised, and then map 2 going to overtime, that was amazing. Those were nail biting rounds, all of them.
Well, I agree. I think that it honestly felt at a point it felt like Enigma lost the plot. I was mentally prepared that all right, we're going to be seeing Ascent coming up, and that is really where we'll decide who's going to be taking on VLT. But I don't know, that second timeout that was called by Rexy, that just turned the tide in Enigma's favor. And I believe the score was 10-8 or 10-9 at that point of time. I said that VLT, oh sorry, Enigma need 2 rounds at this point of time. They got 1 round, they lost a round, they lost another round, and then suddenly the floodgates just opened. It was just Enigma, Enigma, Enigma all the way. And well, if there is one person that Enigma should look forward to and really just find his back and give as many pats as they can, is raw fuel. I mean, 2 rounds at that critical stage, all on his back. That is a big thing, as Mythica has suddenly become a complete graphic.
Really?
Yeah, your cam has kind of
Understandable.
just given up. Yeah, well, that is fine. We will be fixing that. Don't, no worries. I think that should it should not be too big of a problem. But it's just going to take us a second to do exactly that. So yeah, there you go. Mythica is back, and her cam is going to be fine as well. I hope so.
I hope so. I have no idea what's going on. Oh,
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 well,
okay.
looks like you got the terminal. Oh,
Oh,
Mythica, I'd say get some nice antivirus for your PC. I don't know, maybe, probably.
I'm just turning into Terminator right now.
Yeah, she's suddenly going to be turning around and standing behind me. Be like, I'm back.
I was just an AI all along.
Yeah. Well, I
Whoops.
mean, an AI that still didn't reach Radiant.
Well, man, I still haven't recovered from Raphael getting 2 aces in one game. 2 very insane aces, especially the first one, the one with the jet knives. Though
Yeah. You, I,
that was just
yeah, that is true. I think that the jet knives just take a lot of skill. Yes, they seem easy. And in theory, jet knives are easy because if you think about it, you don't have any firing error. As long as your crosshair's on point, you should be getting that frag. But then things come into play. You have 5 knives, you have to, think about which section of the map you move into. You can't simply just press W and start shooting. You're going to get shot as well. And well, your movement's going to be playing a big deal in that as well. But again, Rafael just making it look easy. Just pressing W, pressing left click, getting those kills and getting aces as if it's nothing is
Not easy in a high ranked game, like in a
yep.
high level matchup. It's not easy what he did. So I mean, he deserves a lot of pats on the back for that.
That is certainly true. And most importantly, it's not just about how hard it is. It is also about the fact that getting an ace kind of means that you carried your team for that particular round. You got that round only on the back of yourself. And he did that at the most critical, at the most important stage of the game when the comeback was on. Had he gotten those aces in the first 3 rounds, it wouldn't have made any difference. But with that, we're going to be reaching the end of today's stream. It is going to be me, Dr. Dang, signing off along with Mythica. Edge was here with us as well. He's going to be taking some break. But we'll be back with really exciting news for the games that are coming forward. So with that out of the way, see you all and take care.
From a driver's point of view, to get ahead, you need to understand the data. I have over 20 buttons on my steering wheel that have a direct link to how the car behaves. So I'm studying that in the background on computers all the time. I'm super grateful that we have AMD with us. It's a huge asset for us. When we come back into the garage, the car downloads and the data pops up on my screen. The faster we can get that, the faster I can analyze it and the faster I can get back out there. From a driver's point of view, to get ahead, you need to understand the data. I have over 20 buttons on my steering wheel that have a direct link to how the car behaves. So I'm studying that in the background on computers all the time. I'm super grateful that we have AMD with us. It's a huge asset for us. When we come back into the garage, the car downloads and the data pops up on my screen. The faster we can get that, the faster I can analyze it and the faster I can get back out there. From a driver's point of view, to get ahead, you need to understand the data. I have over 20 buttons on my steering wheel that have a direct link to how the car behaves. So I'm studying that in the background on computers all the time. I'm super grateful that we have AMD with us. It's a huge asset for us. When we come back into the garage, the car downloads and the data pops up on my screen. The faster we can get that, the faster I can analyze it and the faster I can get back out there. From a driver's point of view, to get ahead, you need to understand the data. I have over 20 buttons on my steering wheel that have a direct link to how the car behaves. So I'm studying that in the background on computers all the time. I'm super grateful that we have AMD with us. It's a huge asset for us. When we come back into the garage, the car downloads and the data pops up on my screen. The faster we can get that, the faster I can analyze it and the faster I can get back out there.
girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with the nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with the nails done now. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done now. I like the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done now. girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done now. girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done.